Panko Fankrata into the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic, ye hunu ewo emrashe bejefi ebium. Nanso no dwumadi wadi nabra wabo se manyoni constituency chairman the time niema oyeye ni nyina mu no adope me ni bisi nkonwa na yabo ho nkomo onim se climate change enwo nkomo a ewiase afọ na nyina yedi ho nkomo ba bia no ono so edi dwuma so pa enso so ewom ye na bebo nkomo be no nwotwe empamu ekono nwotwe etibe mita dia na nim no na ye na awie ye nkomo twetwe no na afi no nkro pepe mene Bantama mrasebedwani onumnyamfo Francis Asenso Boache Bantama Asenso Boache, a former chief of staff, deputy chief of staff, and the Minister of Works and Housing, and also Mapawa changing the face of Bantama into a pay, and also he will tell us the Bantama story proper. Media Mache.
Anyway, I just suppose.
Na pum. Good. Bibia boko. See, I was over here. Na brana wo chia na no way. And no go low regent and so missing a night. Good. Busafu nyina hoye.
Bia hoye pa.
E da nyankopon ase. E pa che yenkoi.
All right. Se beda wati efo ni ahwefo nyina ase. Wa fidi kasa yi. Se na de bia ka no. Se last year mu cry mu. Ya be do this now. This year so no Ghana have go to boy do ne de edewuro. You see ya Ghana have yen do ne de. So we hospital and I say ko pharmacy bi na you say ya rebi wo ho. Na say unya Ghana Help Therapeutics yen do ni bi na no mpe. Ye be say ahye say chacha to bi ani do na ye de wo fa ho. Yen do no ya make sure say the do bia na ye kan wasem no. Adwuma bi ye say do ne ye de edi no. Edimpo ansa na ye de aba bontin so be de betobi nom. Yendro no se na ye kan wasem no ye de ye say abefo kwan so ye de nubra ne haba na ye wo ye local market na say ye forest ha na ye de yendro no but how ye si manufacture yendro no e na ye de down so say nubra ne haba na ye de ya ye yam keke fango capsules mu ana say ye noa enye ne mixture ahoni no e bia fe na active constituent a e wo plant ni ma no mum ne koni padua ni ma e ko fa ya resare ba no enum mum ne ye de ye make sure say ye side aka ana say ye twe any mum near the ye juma. And you say a curia near the capsules, no near the babble till there be. Yet for so many tests mum and make sure say, say a sayare a show a woman who's a nipeduan and I say nipa near higher mammals. To be because when nipeduanima, who start to a market on who say show science now the police drag now and the anima a dear son near the ebeba. Yenyewe nkwa wa yashe ho ye de ko other institutions say FDA Center for Plant Medicinal Research nuguchi oho nyina mo make sure say de ka no e de ho pepepe ansa na ye de ndro no teno ne ba market na so nya bi no mpe
101.3 FM
e bia me ka se nye bi o he ba big personality ntino Ghana Help for ne ba ne nti o ko to bi ahwe da bi o ko to bi na no mpe bo hu say yare na pesa wo sa no ye de e free ho ma wo ye ndro no sure say very safe. Safety is very important. Bia dro ho. Dey be a example we say e bia your bema ho dey the akofom kojo to. What is obi board do bi ho dey hu dawuro. O go to bi na dey ofa no one to both change say the eba obema na ho dey the eba me but e bia dro no our problem say be how kidneys how liver ebedu baby no sa kidney ni liver problem na do ne ma no ebeku afiri ase na bema na ho de no kwa asama ndo na so bema ni gina so a o de wakoye den e wo ho ti make sure say do bi a wo fa no e ko lipedwe ni ma solve problem no enko fa other problem bi anya de emrel e bia wo liver e bia wo kidney e bia wo koma e bia wo brain enko ha sa na ma ni nyina no Ghana Help Therapeutics e guarantee sa na ma we nyina ye de o wo ye ndro no ho bia fa ne therapeutic dose say do no wo fa ba ko a de ko lipedwe ni ma be ye wo fa mienu de ko lipedwe ni ma be ye ni nyina no e make sure say ya calculate wo ye ndro no ho two friend e ka so yare we die fa ba ko o yare we die fa mienu a enye tata ne ye de ye to ye de science akọ ho say do say na wo fa e do problem na wo solve na ye de e be bro ye ndro no we nyina nda ho no nyina no ne bonus under from kra we be ka say na de bia mo ka science o mundo no ho no prize na meti am ye mehim da bi o ti o ye mehim yem hye na be show ne said bo se ne bonus ye de eda from kra ti na o ti to bi na so chine san what ban ye den anya sky de atofofro ye start e wo Ghana man capsule si ye se Ghana man capsule si no e ye adwuma ni pedua be e ye adwuma be na mani pedua no o ye obema o ye about men kan adowe e be boa pa o ye obema na se wa tenka akofoma and that's be a friend no say libido na akofoma wadu e Ghana man capsules when you Ghana man capsules be able say ya trust say e boa e improve u libido levels e de amount libido na sa tenka e kan wasem no honam huso bi efe no testosterone e na wo ye obema e control say wo tenka bibia be de ebeda yama o kompa so a na say wo pese wo start match na bibia de be ko yama no e testosterone hormone na say huso we e na control sa na ma na nyina de e ma ahoso we yakopɔ ye ma say first no ka wo say wo obema wo do age 13 14 15 na adolescent stage no changes be eba nipadua ne bo so omoto omo ye de efunyi oyo be ma voice mu ye de eyedru sa be kapa yesu ano bo se gojina to krobi mu na ehwe wana na se afunyi na manama ni nyina no sa time na adolescent stage no homo we na de ekosoro anas spike ene ehu changes we ewo nipadua nim sa homo we aso na ye oyo be ma na ye de ene we de anyini unyi ja be ma ho a eya rewosem hormone we sa problem ba ho pe boss na unyine ja obema ho and so many issues na be de ebe bro uyo obema na ote yenka na hormonal system yakofoma changes abehu say first no say na obema no epege ne mu ahode sitie no now no ente sa epege ne mu first boss say wo say gina so titriti now no boss say ahode no ente sa first no na get say hormonal system no I find testosterone na ye de ekofom ote yenka na your obema na do boss ona ho asane wa yes hormone e find dopamine and serotonin na hormonal system yi e be na problem ya de aba home uhia Ghana man capsules na da regulate say obema no e story na no ba ni din hyamu a wetima ko long distance uyo obema na se be no ba ni hyama bo se na obema ya ajojo a hormonal system ye de problem ya de aba home wedru eye Ghana man capsules obema no se be afon aya kete ama no ba ni ba be din hyamu a this all brain na sa na se be etima apega ni mu na atima ya kese kakra wedru eye Ghana man capsules uboti se bi obi tonkun abonten science bia ni sade we ho if organ be kese a ehia process mienu bi e fan hyperplasia fan hypertrophy we ehia moja work ehia hormonal system ni Ghana man capsules ko ni pedua ni ma e be make sure say na ma we nyina de ekoyi ma na obema na size no etima de eye kese ama nkuna ne sasra ho no your pits be we phone so a obu akonya nkubi de sosa ne bema ho e the infections e the crow and aba ne bema ho bibi anopade enchesa ke yi chema mu hu ye yesi opeso bema ye kese a uhia muja e de bedi afusani hie uhia so testosterone level ne be de e be de ya ma na wadro ai be ma nyema we no e ye Ghana man capsules e be peja obema ni ma de ama do call ba no ba hu se me share me kru na me share na 10 years or 15 or 20 years ago no Ghana man capsules e be ma this solution oti yan kana se wo de otutu ne nko abo a de bia ka se sperm no e be dware ye ahode be bam e be nya correct shapes a testosterone level na sa huso na efe testosterone no e na se bibia koye ma wa ubemu sa nema we woni padua nim Ghana man capsules problem wo ha we de be de e be solve am aye we nyina achi no oyo oba watenka wo forma wadu e Ghana man capsules follicle stimulating hormone progesterone estrogen levels no ekofoma unso so watenka ho baba problem wadu e Ghana man capsules so menses na ye rough ane eba ochina emma hormonal system na ye rough wadu e Ghana man capsules oyo ba pebi no na beboa aye we nyina achi no if e be say blood circulation se mo jade fusani ye up and down o ni padua nim wakoma bebo ye o liver be na dwuma ye o kidney be sone joso ni padua nim afri abonte ni nyina no ehia se moja eko up and down e supply o nutrients any vitamins o mo ye de o mu hia na o moja so dodo se den na sentiment flow ye a o problem Ghana man capsules nitric oxide levels na woni padua nim akofom no unya Ghana man capsules na ko ni padua nim a e be ma mu ade apeja nitric oxide no so no bo focus me ka e vasodilator vaso no e vessels na dilator se wo bia bibimu te be bia wuntini nim ama moja tima flow up and down plants ade Ghana man capsules no se dilem guinness caparis erythrocarpus mondia wheat nyina no ekọ nipadua nim a e ma nipadua no the essential vitamins and minerals tunye bi na so no mpe energy and vitality e guess an obaso anopano nipadua no hodi wom edwe bia so di bia no betima de adi uye student uye se moja be kwa adwene mu ye Ghana man capsules be boa uye bia uye mason ude ko long distance driver ni nyina uhia hoden wadu e Ghana man capsules ude to office cra uhia sa hoden be kwa adwene mu ye wetima de abo adwuma wadu e Ghana man capsules ge bi na no mpe e be ma energy and vitality uye sports athlete men ko fa external testosterone and also do ye adwuma na se obrea de bia na de wo fa this soft drinks and as a drinks na be ma caffeinated drinks no I be ma energy no e be how e be ma addiction e be do be ni 1 pound me function wadu e Ghana man capsules o ko adwuma de fa ba ko petu onum bo so bonya ho de sonko adwuma bia be so di bia no from anopa 8 8 okopema numero 6 no we ba fi no still na ho de ho Ghana man caps be ma this name na oti yanka na bi ma bo wado no so ma bo yare no so dada na so opedo ni bi ato a fa number we na frɛ number ne 0244 727028 0244 727028 next adre be koso eye Prosta Joy adre we die eye memedro oye obema na se wo tie nka nya to bose na tie cheche ya mede ma wo ye se obema bia ewo prostate gland no obema bia uwo bi ho to chima e na onam a odwen se wo de prostate no ye de unibi obema bia de ewo bi age 30 35 ekobia no make sure so bebo prostate health wo ye de ho ban prostate gland ni eye adwuma papa na woni padua nim uno badi nhyamu a enso na afru bema nim ba ai de nkomo efe ne sperm ne ba no prostate gland no ene boa ma ye de produce sa nsuo no prostate aye we nyina achi no ya mekopon design e say beda wo dwo so ye de etwa anase ye nyina na ene ye de enyini eti se prostate gland no eye kese na say pressure to dwo so twa no so a ubonwu say de bia wo dwo so ntentem uba jonso sa na jokoda uba jonso bia 5-6 times asa na ye de ade achi baka and so de ka wo de so timi ye de inya time na relax na to be fa adwen but o de because of prostate problem na wanya ninti no o jonso sa untimi na yie ade achi akwa adwuma na de low productivity ade anopa wo ye bi so asem kwa na obuafu so wantimi anya enough sleep wo eje Prosta Joy wo jonso na wo chim asa na jonso na ba drobe na say you with ranom and na mo prostate mu pe prostate nye kese pe na de kamia tetimi ma juso ne de enflow ye wado eye Prosta Joy ununum bi pe na se prostate no kese na ye no prostate health de ye pe umo se be release pressure we na o juso atima de aba freely o juso na se o feel say still bi de ekachi a wado eye Prosta Joy pe bi nunum na sa problem we da o juso ye na o pie na so na to se juso ni bi wa chi no eyi nyira de eye fi wa ma o ye obema ehu hia so benya Prosta Joy bo ho ban na daachi yankoshe wo catheter anase rubber o ye obema no tiske wari oba ya so catheter ana juntum nye de emperforme na what na ba catheter ne say o sha eye very painful eye ya pa ye ma anesthesia bi woni su ken ne de awura obema nim na eye nim guase so tuti enka na se won say na mare ba so na so your bema nko ade a pe Prosta Joy bi na de nanom first thing as prophylaxis so the ball ho ban na se wo bi so da pe bi nanom na nyi sa ha no nya de emfi wa ma e be call last edo ni so
right twato ya kan wasem save 500 save 500 do in the full name no Savior 500 and I'm say agen kwanti and I magic bullet nti and your friend is Savior 500 utie me yes immune booster tatashe Ghana ha nyina immune booster ya to FDIG atum say immune booster number 1 save 500 utie me ye ka say immune booster na immune system na de honam anyoma ni bia na say de ebo ho ban free yarewa ho ana protect free yarewa ho for say yarewa ye de ebeko nipadua nim no ye wo sa immune system ye wo white blood cells amu na ye immune systems omo na de ekotia yarewa ye de ebe nipadua nim no na say yarewa ni timidi o immune system no so nkunim a na yare na de atena wo so ene na de yare na de ebebo na de wakọ hospital na yakọ wa ye de ato hospital no na say o immune system no e wo soro o soldiers na omo kuma no omo ho odin a yare ne ba omo de omo di omo sunkunim enu nti ana ya save 500 amount say pese 500 ne de nanom na boost immune system ne de enfama nipa onyi no na onioma nyina ye de eba form na mreye ne ye de eba enu nti immune system no se de tie bia ebe de ebe mre yemfa emfato hu bia de entuja ye wo soldiers o ma yimu da bia ne da nyina ye bia no ye recruit soldiers for de eco system nim de ntini ye sa because ebi ye de enyini awosa homambo ne de eco soro de ma oman no enti da bia de soldiers for de and I recruit new soldiers de eba system nim eno na wo say oti ase say sana immune system no say de eye na djuma de efa say immune system no enyini ya na ye enyini no ye ni immune system no say de eye mre yare bebre aboye no na ma immune system ne de eye mre eti o so wonya adura ebeboa boost immune system no akosoro ade amount say de ebe ya yare na eba immune system na hoden ne de ewo ho na etimi akoa atia yare wani nyina eti adura ebeboa na boost immune system na de amount no save 500 save 500 and na ye kan for ade amount ye nubna ene haba ye de ye save 500 no ni nyina e contain antimicrobial and antifungal properties a boa infections efiri ho etu mi nua adofo se wutie mi a de hwe o what boost immune system they be infections be so na adro ye say a containing microbial properties and fungal properties are eboa akun infections and microbial infections side the ade amount no onom say 500 a boost immune system na say ade amount adro na aka say boost immune system no na adro na aka say work on infections side e wo ho no emo wa na ye cause infections na de amount no na adro na say the air kutia eti wo ahwe we one trouble two goals because adroni here adwuma on your immune system a boost immune system no ama soldiers no ai de ho aye den adro kro na ese boa akele infections microbial infections na ana mo wa na how na the infections about so no de kuma it wa sha adrowe enya tatahweminia adrowe enya soronko fama wa na enu ti na ye kan for save 500 that amount say and then the more one immune booster market you so right now eti pebnia dey enonom na mboa ema immune system ne dey ncp ncita enfama edo e yasase e contain antioxidants FDA for ajatum no guti ya dey afa all parts of all sources are ye be hwehwemu hu se edo we eye edo papa no eti e contain antioxidants na dey na antioxidants ne ye obi ye body no the bia ne den nyina ne ye produce bi a friend free radicals. Free radicals no udidi na digestion take place free radicals say they produce o ye exercise o nanti utumrika o bobo de obeye bia no body ni produce free radicals I say ukutaka na utofuo na fuo ni ye adwuma wo engine na maka ni movie no e produce fumes ana make say smoke eno e wo se pie free car ni engine na pie free exhaust pipe near the eba abonten no eno se pie ama na tena car ni engine ma engine ni breki ena abon so car na de asay no eno sa na your body no say the etie you produce free radicals then day in and day out your body ni produce free radicals na sa free radicals no ena ma yare de eba ye so e cause yare bi say tumors cancers enyina time de eba ye so na ade a wo say free radicals no ye ne say e wo say antioxidants no e de e mo be say free radicals ni na free ni diam na ye de yenya ahoto afiri yarewa ho it is how for adro say 500 because e contain antioxidants intino onoma e mo be sa free radicals na day in and day out the your body near the air produce no e de e mo bi ni nyina free body na e mo bi ni nyina free system nim na ma yarewa ye dey entimi ade ama also eti we ese boost immune system no ese mo be free radicals na say free ma de ama eti wa hwe adwuma save ya 500 na save 500 eye de ma oni adofo e ma obi nye de e na ada per save 500 na boost immune system yes I said last one adwuma adro we esa ye ne say e ma general well being uhun ye bi ne ho ayefe kama uhun ye bi ne skin aye kama ufiri say dey say 500 da ode ne ho ato suntia ono num say 500 da bia nanim ye serious da bia ni je oho da bia o look young fresh and attractive because oda say 500 so man general well being man bi bia ye kama aye dey ade ama no eti oni adofo ma ohaw bia emeto na ma jinjin bi medal so per say 500 for 2 fie odi enonom anopa baako enwumre baako nonom say 500 wow obedi ho adanse enye obi na be chesi wow the adanse de ne dey ebeba ye no otonti ase pesevi say 500 ni be dey enonom na bibian ye dey enye kama informal enu e bobo so ni nyina e wo dwaso ba bia Ghana fa na nyina ba bia be wura bia obenya no ni bi ai dey ato openodo ato a se wo kumase ade betimi akọ PFA pharmacy Omotafuni road have made pharmacy as for labor omo amwo kajetia mo betimi akọ Freddy Mens mo beko a mo benya bia de ato Ashton so betimi akọ Dani Herba Dani Farmer Mr Herba Happy Dank mo ko ambenya no nyina bia de ato KK pharmacy or tech okọ obenya bia de ato ena akọni asa pharmacy ono so asokwa okọ abia de obenya bia de ato obenya no nyina bia de ato number say de adwuma na ya airlines ye de tuja frey na nchemu bia na how bia wo bia frey na ma nchemu ye so obenya adaja de atiew na ya ma nchemu ni acho kwan obefa so na ye de ayi yare free or ade amount numbers no 0244 727028 0244 727028 and 0240 211 709 0240 211-709. Last number is 0551-389-239. 0551-389-239.
Thank you very much. 55 minutes after 7. Hi, Wontumi 1013 Wontumi TV. Wontumi TV on Facebook. Get to our Facebook page. Now, like, share, and then send your comments coming. Making and so at the Amamidi and on Heneba Nanesu and the Pemine Ice Tea and I feel enough for Kojumo and the Boshaba Ima and just about some 15 minutes or 20 minutes after 10 and ye bet sorry Jumedian sum na Asantamantam ha and all the 16 regions and MPP for one vetting no Umo Ayanina Awie Bakumi Nubi and Atia Kama and Pedifo Ebesi Hunkunya now for Omawujra decision Omo Ebetheki about the free vetting Numu Ebaye Nemum Dudwana Omawie Omaya ballot no be baby da as I said in 24 ama aspirant and as a candidate no a kwai so woman tensi for mine na omunkobontwa and as the party ma enkodi nkomo enka wona sem entre won na so moji won so a wonemu abaye parliamentary candidate ediama the new patriotic party na anopai mame yeze betime rem ewo epoyamantemu that is eastern region na minia honorable Adamu Musa Raha the eastern regional youth organizer of the NPP Edinkomo Raha afishapa
afe enkometu afi so minia oheneba
bibia e fine there
adom ama yetina break it ayera ba omia eye mampani
na so bibia e boko
Nankopon adaroma
Wontumi
anopawa bibia di
se me jiri se mo so mo hoye
oh ya hoye na what did he
hello
Raha what make
ba cho me te won kapa minia
good eastern region Mami Musa Movatin, Mowe, Equasai, Obia go through, models qualify will be. What are the issues?
Yo, minia me dance papa anopai ewo unsem bisa we bisa ma mi ncha wetiefo ene wahwefo nyina anopai me ma MPP ni bia fisiapa efri ewura mampani na dan kwa kufa do subesi ye flag bearer ya minti obe break 8 di amayen ewura ba omia ene ye all the aspirants nyina vetting no nyame adomo ene ana ye de bekọ ewiye aka just about few constituency about 1 or 2 be in Saoma do ejiri and I think upper west akem hu komobi ayebedi na anopay na ye di bibia bewe and na de we be enko midday of today na ye di bibia bewe wo eastern region but do no ade we be about 98-99%.
Oh, okay. When we be fan krata mo file no omo nyina yetimi ba vet no
Nankopon adaroma obia ofa form bia etimi baye with the exception of one candidate be aspirant be wo okre ana menya ntia se ne hododo no enti msese be ne ho shadam fa no ti no when timi and show up per the briefing and the exit conference and NRA, you know, that is the discussion. I'm unable to say that emphatically because we are using about 3 different committees and I am on one. And I'm say okay, no so I'm my committee no so. And the exit conference and then some common copy. Is the reason I'm able to say about me and show up as I said and shada enfano.
Okay, any disqualification? What disqualify will be, and if yes, why?
Heneba Anope issues of disqualification so far so good. Eastern region there has not been any issues of such nature, with the exception of 2 critical issues really at the moment. One of them happened to be in New Gabon South Constituency, the capital of Eastern Region, Koforidua, New Gabon South, where the Member of Parliament currently is Honorable Michael Kofi Befi and the Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry. Honestly, say Wontumi TV, I wouldn't have been. I wouldn't want to even speak to issues of any disqualification on air. But for the good people of our listeners and cherished viewers, we'll be saying there, my infant na ebia emo details no na enko in kind of break. Yes, New Japan South, there were two aspiring candidates, the current MP and one lady known as Ruth Ya Ansa Safori. Nanka or Presenka or no parliamentary candidate and eventually become the member of parliament. But unfortunately, on her part, after the vetting, the committee didn't see her to be fit in order to contest. And the Honomono there, I can't sign it. I said, went to me and go through the vetting. Rebecca says she's been disqualified. And one case, one young man in Akimoda who is contesting the member of parliament for the area, Honorable Alexander Kwesiakwa, a friend of Dennis Obin, the friend of Densa, or no, the other committee, so until at one point I came out and I saw his followers chanting and then, casting some sort of way, say, yeah, it's not fair, it's not so. But that didn't happen on my committee. And so my committee, to be specific, and I was on the same committee with the Deputy General Secretary, Professor Haruna Mohammed, my boss, the Deputy National Youth Organizer, Sandra Sarkodie, and then one Captain Eya Dakwa, and then the Regional Secretary, my good self. We happened to be on one committee. Anna, Dr. China, and Dr. Patrick Kumapaje, and few others were also heading another committee. And then Dr. Lord Blitekumi and a regional chairman and other regional officers and so headed Anna Ira, former director of GBC, William Apemdakom, also headed one committee. And it was on that very committee now I came down for the it's here. Until any briefing and they say a branch no I maybe a chum. And that's it for. And so on the no.
And the amount some when and the amount near the Bantama.
Well, just as I was saying, me the committee, so the briefing no me de no. And they say go party no who fin in one way or the other by subjecting the MP to a lot of ridicule and insult. Again, there's an allegation of having frustrated the president's nominee during the endorsement or the MC position. Now you say endorse MC, now also on the different interests. All these things put together. And can't say he stands disqualified. Rather, he's being referred to the Constituency Disciplinary Committee to go and face them before judgment could be passed. And to all no too clear. With the exception of these two incidents, no disqualification whatsoever has happened in this region.
Okay, Medase, but what can you tell me about candidates are Momina Afile Umwa and the Yakakotum Saban say, Omo Wenia, 1 year no more, Edioma D Eastern Region for election 2024 in the various constituencies.
So far so good. About 80 plus nominations that we received. Virtually all of them have gone through vetting successfully. In the case of Eastern Region, we are losing out some stalwarts who are moving out of parliament willingly. They've bowed out. And that is also another big blow. But in some of the constituencies, the people who are seeking to replace and likely to win to replace them also are heavy people. They are heavy to do. They are big to do. They are big men on their own. We have in the case of the Buakwa South constituency, the president's own constituency, where lawyer Samuel Atachia is not running again. But you have the likes of Dr. Kinslajima and co stepping in. Very sharp and young, dynamic, intelligent man, Kinslajima and co are stepping in. You have a place like Honorable Damboke's place. He is bowing out. He has people who have also picked form to step into his shoes. We have in the case of New Jabe North, Honorable Nane J. Boateng, Miami Ofa, is also bowing out. We have people who have also filed, men and women, men of integrity who are stepping into his shoes. You have a place like the Honorable Akosiamu Akwate's place, Etiwa West, the Rose Minister is bowing out. And you have 5 people, 4 men, 1 woman stepping into the shoes, seeking to replace him in Parliament. And so, we hear the caliber of people we have vetted so far and the kind of work we've done thoroughly about the candidates now. I am confident that whoever the candidates, the delegates find favor with, our mission and Onyam say, oh, yeah, parliamentary candidate, will definitely do well. Especially being a new face where we are going to work tirelessly day and night without resting. And I can assure you that this regime, led by our original chairman, Yeko Pejavusum, Ama Era, Dr. Namut Baumia, and those candidates now, Omoko, on record, all the senior most MPs in the region are bowing out. Zakaba of Antiaquan of 4 terms, and Osiki for the 5th term. Or one of the senior most MPs on Ogusu Ewum.
Right. May I say, Namenka home, you actually ever said in Comobu.
Name and Camosomoso, upon Israel.
Right. Honorable Adamu Musa Raha is the Eastern Regional Youth Organizer of the NPP and Minina Dinko. So, any problem you know, and our issues, our omovert no hoa. Bia na oman cleomo ama omo contest in the Eastern region. Oko Fantia kwa South, Louisa Bema Bantama ejemu contest honum. Very good morning to her. Na me monka say yamenka no na bibianye fine emfa emanom waya adwuma wasom party ni na on party for no so atena yi ewo saa epom ho no mu a as a party for no agene so no to abama na I think she can also serve them well. Okom say Bema beye Louisa Bema eno no ono Bema Boache Fantia kwa South sa enso so na minia Joseph Jaba ewo New Jabenoff Joseph Jaba New Jabenoff also in the Eastern region. And then the man himself Ebokwa South Mayor Kingsley Kwame Ajiman, Dr. Kingsley Kwame Ajiman, ono registrar of the scholarship secretariat Ebokwa South Mampeni Constituency eno Honorable Samuel Atachia Ankobium enti Dr. Kingsley Kwame Ajiman and Ebokwa South for edene ekwakusina 9 ewo mrashe bedwefim and also in the Ashanti region ni nyina ekwa na wieye minim se nhyae so na motete ho asem kakra na party mpelifo no akra ni nyina ede akwa akogum anopai ye bewuram na yedimu enkomo 8 minutes after 8 memo akonya na ebrepem no wafreme on 0508 060685 0508 060685 omwa omakonvert ni na awie no ensemo a owo ekacho mu nkranhye ensemo a owo de mawo afofra onombeche omu ensem dinti a ewose yeto aba de mawo no yama asa akonya no na onomu nyina edi nkomo sa so na fa messages ne bra via our Facebook page na erepem no menkenkan nyina emfamawo enche Dr. Emmanuel Mafo ebetrase na yedena abankomo osori ya na afimewram ewo Bantama na mene Honorable Francis Asenso Boache atras nye di Bantama enkomo ye pa oba abayem rahye bedwefi na Bantama etesey ene otwamfo nyini akyere ya ehonum tesey akwan school adan the MP's clinic na okreti ye no the brain behind it and another library akosiesie ene sa na mene nyina no ene Honorable Francis Asenso Boache ebedi eho enkomo na yade eno akwakugu for the week na watchim Monday yabade a na je say 2024 proper afei na yetiasi from na yedi enkomo pa aha eye Wontumi 1013
a movement Wontumi ntake wonam bebu 101.3 FM
boy do near the euro. You see, Ghana have yen do it, so we call hospital. And I say, Oko pharmacy be, na ya say, Arabi or na say, Unya Ghana Help Therapeutics, yen do ni bena nompe, ye besi a show, say, Chacha 2 be any do na ede, or fahon. Yen do no, ya make sure, say, the Dubia na ye can was seven, a Jumabi a see a do near the Edino, a dimpo, and Sana de Yaba Bontin so by the Betobinum. Yen do no, Sunday a can was seven, ye the yen is a bear for quine so, yet the Nubrane Habana away a local market and I say a forest are near the Yen do no. But how is he manufacturing Bruno and a down so? Say Nubrane Habani de ya, yam keke fango capsules small, and I say no and yan mixture. I want you know a beer for the active constituent. I will plant no man, no mum the coniped anymore, a coffee saribano, and no mum near day, you make sure say aside the aka, and I say a trick, and no mum near day, a dear juma. And you say a curia near the capsules, no near the bubble till there be. Yet the first so many tests mum, and make sure say, see a sayare air. A show a woman who said Nipeduan and I said Nipani higher mammals to be because when Nipeduanima who start to a market on who say show science now the police drag now and the anima a dear Sunday at the Ebeba. When you inquire your share or the core other institutions say
Macron, Yagini. That's about
Come Ramato was in Jim.
Now, pump to say,
Yamitu Minty or ho,
and then Uncle Pass of Fulcrum, so to say.
Fulcrum, yeah.
Good. My main chance and I didn't come out, Nancy, who said, oh, Dubai, Utu to choir. Ujumadia would know Parliament, and then I become home.
Oh, yo, me chatty for me mate for na Fishapa. Wontumi radio TV, TV na. Aya afia sha se de ma menyo mre kakra na menchia Santimaira 2472 nana mechia wa no pay me ma official pa afenkomra meto ye nyina wa asumdwe mu na menchia ofori krom me municipal chief executive Kwame Antwi ene constituency chairman ne party fo nyina san asofo ne nipaku a wo ofori krom nyina mefa official pa na mo fidi so emfa mom the tiene say apart from say me MP no who say me chairman of the Global Parliamentary Group of Climate Vulnerable Forum sa we are say amanya me fa ne say ewiemu nsesaye ho susanso boni affectium nyina ye frɛ sam aman no nyina ye be 60 countries ye frɛ om Climate Vulnerable Forum no parliamentarians wo sa aman no so nyina no fa me na me global chairman
60 countries.
Yes.
Wow.
80 ntina uhu se bia na obohu se na me wa me apart from me dwumadi me di as chairman of Environment Committee of Ghana's Parliament, you know, me say global chairman of the CVF inti and then yenena
and komodie be na mudinu ho na enifranu mutane se bose mudi ko wi sei
komodie no nyina ne kese pa ne se ye behwe ne ya yenhihye ya wiase ye betimi abo foto ye friend no loss and damage fund na abrofo ni amanya omu dwumadi de wiemu sakraye ehun sunsanso oba onim se wiemu sakraye ehun sunsanso no efri China, US, European Union in krono a omu wo sika no because omu no omu ye cars omu no omu ye we omu no inti factories no a burn fuel ene nyema no a ema wiemu sakraye na ba no ye de yete ye baby otiase nanso ehun sunsanso no kase no ye na fa kosombo de ye example isu a eto emu ayedin even though every year no ye bie dam no ne ade no who said this year no spillage no ehun kakra bi kura just about 10% of the ina ye bie no na ye ka say dam ni nyina ebudi a be yiri akosi from akosombo na be minute tema akosi punim enti ehun sunsanso no and the year say other than the year more for to be a friend the loss and damage fund. Sa ye mine no ye was small islands in Krubi or Omoya Island in Suno sea no a pejaka crabby pene yaben a mini croon. And then the year more if we are foot to be ye bet to me de a support to sa a mine normal a building resilient infrastructure. So for example Ghana ye bet to me and yes be say yenkoye reservoir dam insure ye best pay from Akosombo no Kwakogum na be a connected no to irrigation system back to be our front plains near fan support to agriculture. So but sasika no o mind to say Ghana no uhwe ye situation e wumu a yentumi nya sika ye de koye sa ne man enti no eno ne ye ne World Bank ene IMF ene ewiase nkura kase no last year usemu hu se me ne Speaker Pelosi America Congress lady meeting on behalf of the CVF. Sane man nyina ne eba luckily no ene ya no sa fund na tumi abam ama me wo Dubai as of the time I me be fi ho Ghana no near realizes $600 million into the loss and damage fund. Keep on go into bisamia meka say medwumadia na medi ne kese and the aim was say a better than ye be to me as parliamentary group global parliamentary group ni be to me a day ahoden I can komodia ye di no conference of parties nim na ye to me making sure say that fund no ye be wo no na ye wo no wie nso a sika be ba be gum na fe nhihye ya aman bia betumi age man bia or ya affected by climate impact no ebetumi enya sa sika ne bi entimi mi dwumadie na koye global.
Okay, how did you become the chairman? And I feel say we are or might be a person who didn't come on nya sa nhihye no so mfaso a how is the approach?
Oh, that afena ye afena ye sa nhihye no sesi ano de ye de ahoahoden no ama World Bank.
Okay.
Say World Bank na omun creative photo no na sika ni megum na afei parties no aban no representatives no yini nkomonfa nhihye no ho say dey na be qualify say obi betumi nya agisa fund ni bi tete the media Akosombo the example because no na clear example like Ghana for anakita to say the keta insu epunu yiri na fa no ntibia say defense war what I say their projects and be qualify for loss and damage fund kwan ben na say faso any sa modalities no no nyina no ye guso a ye developing also how did I become the chairman of the global say men can say ye to aba na say ye appointed ye hwe country no or contribution and a member no contribution to the fund and I said to the forum na fe sebe mukasa mo contribution mo say ni akasa okay ye hwe ye combine nyina ye feel say Ghana should lead the course into say a selected country now near selected parliamentary the chairman of that country knows parliament near selected the president of that country now Akufo-Addo is a chairman is a president of the CVF at the executive level minister for finance for Realta Ken ono na ye chairman of the ministerial from V20 Anna me chairman of the parliamentary group. Sana yana
So naka say ya jeatum say sa dwumadie na nipekuo bi nyumakuo bi edi ema ewiemu nsache temache ba ho no ene ye bekoso a na emum o se ye bo foto a o hawa de be fi mu aba no ye de so ano
sa pepepe eno ye one apart from say yes I tufo say yenye niema e be ma sa global warming no and I wiemu share ye no na ekofa sa niema ni nyina aba no nsu ento ni mrem anu aye den ene sa niema nyina ne kofa ba ne nyina ye say wiase ehye se ne na wiase ehye pre-industrial say ansa na nyuma eba no say yakosro akodu almost 2.3 so what you say enti the goal no say yebetumi akate yebetumi stay within 1.5 say yentumi and stay within 1.5 near 2 degrees no a hu nsunsanso ebeba wiase no one here yentimi nso no and that is why we say wiase nyina the number one crisis yewo is not the Ukraine war, it's not COVID. The first crisis the number one crisis we are seeing existential crisis global climate change. Yes, and only we are say how die so far because you see the very ecosystem we are saying now what who build roads ni we are na se nsu ebeto no in kunta yebu yese ebi agata we nkansuo ebi a cap we na befam na se ube build bridge na we na nsuo cap mienu na befam a it means say nsuo no bebu o bridge no so ti ase enti esese wo boka na ubie wo enti eniema esese ye na etumi kopu with the climate change no edoso pa eno ne yehu se amanye dedicate se Ghana mo a already no wa economy no we debt distress why car would di as mine no untumi ntua ne nyina ana say wo sika unya as mine no entumi kra mo wo ankasa wo ho bra say wo sisi wo hospitals wo tia wa ketua foka wo si schools wo yese no wa wo sika no ntumi kra continue wa budget. It is a sad the crisis now as a result of climate change in then your economy is collapsing. And it's not about one country. We are saying a mind be no sad threat no that's why we say climate change is the most existential threat.
Over the years on my Ghana any ankasa yen hihye say yebetimi akra ohawa etane man ediba no say.
Well, you say yen ankasa no ye Omaya, ye jumedi a ye did not and contribute too much to the global crisis. Say, ye as African, your contribution to climate change, just about 4%. African, China and Kwa is about 29%. Only China.
And the reason being,
a 100 year produce steel. Microphone where almost studio anima bebre no factories ni nyina China ye nane na de ye we ye car bodies hwan inti sanwuma no industries na ho ni nyina no ye na de ne nane ye burn fuel ebi wo ha petrol diesel and ye burn na nane ye na de djuma mfidi djuma omode ye nema ye hu railway kwan cars why production no factories na produce no omu nyina emit sa greenhouse gases no enti omu emission level no also ye Africa no se be Ghana ha factory ben send ye wa ye den ye produce so te ase enti ama ye no the effect ni mom no ehun sunsaso ni mom ene wo ye so eno enti na ye climate change policy Ghana no yeso ya kire kwan ya yeso ye befa so a ye be cope with it. Enti Africa de ba ko so CVF ni ye hweye sika ye de share climate change madie mu no na fa kase na kodu die broni frɛ no mitigation. Mitigation che se yensi ano. Ena yen Africa ne yen ya ade na afeti yeso argument ne se da bi Yesi ano no de eno ye one but yen ya de na affect ye send ye be ya yesu ye betumi akopu with it eno na ye hia ye no ye friend adaptation enti sika no a ye de ebo sabra no ye nchemienu na mitigation enya 50% na adaptation eno so ye ntokwa ana mekaza asem enema yakun wo ho we are say in discussions are ye nyina and likely no so yati adaptation fund no so no gradually no sika bebre. In fact Africa Development Bank I issued to $2.5 billion almost into the adaptation fund enti ye no sa se na be ya niema yesu yebetumi aye ekuaya ye no asase no dry because of climate change, because extreme weather. Either issue no top e boso e bopa into no baby or what assassin be very dry into here irrigation system to be able to adapt to that new condition. Into as support to governments to be able to do some adaptation projects.
Where do you belong to? Say yes or no? And I say okay, I just to say ohandi be bantie ba akwa be fa so be tena ha no no. Emudie hin nke
ye as Africans no dey priority ni say oha no nyesa afi na be ba
abawi
aba no dey ye be kwa be so be tena uta ye survive we are and say ya dwen prevention no. So we survive we are we be then we call transition prevent. Inti adaptation is Africa's priority. Ye dey say ye masika Africans ye betimi dey adapt. Then say ye move to electric cars and ye mitigation. So what I say ye enjoy say ye burning cars ye cars burning fuel diesel petrol now fe ye nko electric cars and now electricity no ye enjoy say ye burning gas the ye nko be a solar system ye use solar panels and the renewable energy no and no sa mitigation measures no here but no ye medium to long term. But in the short term, ne dear, ye na hunsun so no affect ye no. Kwan ben ye be fa so a ye betumi anya asi ana yakopu with the current situation no. Eno ne ade Africa no ehia ye kese.
Na me musa say ene public health. Chaka woni ye say.
Oh, any
climate change and public health.
Oh, chaka bebre say o hwe bibete say malaria. So ye wo areas bi wo ha nanka malaria eni ho. Oti ase the geographical coverage malaria wo ho no I increase by 12%. Yes, areas nanka traditionally no weather no emma entonton into mean survival or honor. What I say, I expanded by almost 12%. It means say sa areas now have become malaria zones. So to them funny say whenever there's flooding and I say tisako somebody me funny example. What I say pursue health too because fancy say no because of the flooding niema anka shisha asase your environment becomes exposed to all these conditions sanitation wise any I don't know once temperature be increase even the health of animals to say fish ukwa pumua baby bebre ho a baby ananka fish no ebetumi ato ne nkosua breeding no temperatures now rise to let's say big crowd they don't survive into pelagic life and also are affected. Every dimension of Nipa life once temperatures in fact there's 1% increase of areas in the area now no unsuitable for human habitation. Baby I was as so a Nipa ntumi ntena ho no increasing by 1%. You can't survive because of the temperature rise. Ko Europe heat wave. Summer ambulance pin because a shiwa abano and from animal shiwa no ekuni pasa your friend heat waves. Climate change will impact on aduane food security, it will impact on health, it will impact on even your infrastructure. Danya wesisi ni ade no nisuo se temperatures no ye kwan kra se temperatures ni increase a wa kwan be sentem because nsuo guso na ewia na no odin so it expands your road na nsuo na togus na akulu no nti the roads keep expanding and contracting nti ebema as kwan no mu bonding no mu abiebie nti akwan anka be di 20 years no one here afine tiaba be 15 years or so once your climate changes send Yakupon bo wiase no any temperature or car say wiase no ɛsesa deɛ a say wo sesa system ni nyina
Arusafo me ne oforukrom na sebedwani Dr. Emmanuel Mafo na Edin Kono okọ na sebedwafi abedwako a omuhwe ye mpotemo ne ma esisi kanobofo environment committee no ona ye dwumteni ewoso na afi wiase afa na nyina ma ba duosia a omumra sebedwafo ekomabo mu se ewiemu nsatraye ohano ne nsusu aso a edeba no omummo foto bi no muntu na mo ebetimi aye ho adwuma na se ebetimi di ho nkomo yi no ono na eda sa amra sebedwafo nyina no ye nyina ye hwedum se Ghana betimi develop aban kura bayi also person move Ghana to an industrial economy. I just say baby nyuma if you beba of you be you know sani ma ye can de climate change ni ebe nyina no and also ebeba. How is Ghana positioning itself? Say ye person develop na ne ma e de wiemu sache no how eba no ye betima wa kodu sam pempenso no ye say ye be so ano ye be kra no.
Yeah, eno ye nkomodie kese pa. Ye friend no in climate in environment komom ye friend no stranded assets. E kire say Ghana yenya oil. Yenya o they compare Dubai 20 years ago Dubai was a poor country. It was a poor community.
Yeah.
Ade abesi sama no obi asori ameko Dubai oil omunya oil oko Bahrain oil Saudi omude so omude omunyihu ye crash nti omu sa Eastern Bloc sa Middle East one nyina oil na amoma develop nti se emfa se Ghana so anya oil emfa se yenya oil in very large quantities. Na se say so ayesi ye move away from fossil fuel.
Yeah.
Na no ye be ne den enti eno so yankomo baako a under UNFCCC ye di say ene sa assets no e japade sa japade no ebeba be stranded if you say wo we japade eso ye say wuntumi
but asabe yo how
wuntumi yusu nti eno ye be ne den nti eno so ye part of nkomodi a ye di say eno nti na say wo hwe me articles bi a ya me kire Ghana Times a me ka say one of the solution to the problem and they say SSC ye din common ye what we call debt for climate swap. And no say
for climate swap.
And no say Ghana ye de ye fan say China ka ye fan say 5 billion. Now ye betimi to your oil and I fan see ye gold nyina ye betimi say asase nyina and now the mefa oil ye fan say nke o large quantity oil ye betimi to ni nyina say ye de kotuaka sa aka no. Eso esan ye commitment say ye person reduce global warming ti bia ye ntumi enesa. Meanwhile China no so no ono na ekoso oye one of the highest emitter in fact we are seeing na enti adai na ye ntna se ne ye nhihye say okay ene nka wo China say wo begja wo production ana say no Ghana na ono all suffer because of wo production sika wunya no 5 billion ka no oti ase yema Ghana mfasa 5 billion no saka no yemfa swap yemfa yensisa no
yemfa nto hawa wo de bre Ghana
ha na Ghana mfa nye projects a ebema onu so atimi develop anase obetumi a solve the problems sanya the burden to come and pay that debt. What I say, we call it debt for climate swap. And the idea, one of the solutions I propose. And no, SSN Komodie Kohon, no, the young Kuntabu, a very strong lobby, and Sunday Bay. Say, yeah, it means say, Croa, Ghana, the BIF, say Ghana, the Germany, bear $1.5 billion. So I cannot Ghana, the Germany, no. Germany bit me, I can say, okay, yeah, person move towards a renewable energy. Enti mun invest sasika that money no and find renewable energy projects. Na mun build be solar systems. And I say munye bibia ebema electric stoves. And I say bibia emma mun depending on fossil fuel. And no ye contribution to the crisis. Not just say o de meka ba senka wo ba betua sika na ma me no fa sa sika no ye projects a ebe ma wiemhye ebe contribute to wiemhye na econo because wiemhye no me cars Benz VW when me produce no eno na generate greenhouse gases na ema osa problem inti senka obetua aka no fa can keep sika na fire this project eno ye one solution na say ye ka ho asem ansa na ya bebisa ho say okay inti say no yen ya ye wo assets fossil fuel ka ye betumi use no say we are say ye net zero and say ye move akọ ye fa say fossil free economies no eno so ye be ne den ene mo amonya sika no mo dika anya sika no esese mo make a certain contribution ebetumi aboa omo wo sa assets no but yes ye mo any kwaso mo use no esese sa nkomodie ni nyina ye part of nkomodie afibia ye call you what you call the COP, Conference of Parties of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC. Afibia yeko sa meeting no sa we mu ne the key and komo a ekoso obiase because ye ntumi and define it senior bekwa yehu. Another thing no say yenhwe EV wiase sikasem the IMF World Bank a system na ye ni nyina na bia yen system eno ye reforms I say about the United Nations system na pepe yeba sene be ya nkomodie bi ba na esese edi nkomo fa wiase sikasem ho a pepe ye beba ama ye ya the economies no entumi grow kese no yes so there will be fairness trade edwadie ene sane manema ni nyina no ebeye fairer na yenso ye betumi apagya ye ho because yentumi nkase yentumi sacrifice ye life for obia say ye de obia develop awie na ye de afi na yeso ye ba be develop dia ye say mo de mo de be develop no say na heavy as inti mu nya mo de ento ho no enti sane man nyina ya de enkomodie ni ya de ekoso it needs a lot of experience, it needs a lot of insight and a very simple subject so here nimdie kese pa ne that as say a toaso because enye bibi enkomodie a ubetima bawram no abidi bisa as say we part of process no send ye shase no any baby a enkomo ne kono I think Ghana is
only how any I identify say climate change in Ediabre etunchen more identify future problems bia betumi aba no be hye asire ye hui yare bi betumi dia ba ne nkeka ho more identify ne mebisa
oh say entina there can say the projection is that say yentumi retaining yentumi ama yansano
no say ekosura esai mo a
ekomo say your friend say your friend say if the status quo said the name assuming say ya nyehwe wo ho it means that baby a ewiase ehye bedu no the aisa ewo so ufi Europe now ko Canada won say emepo na o ni nyina ye ice the friend glaciers and the rate enane no say ekoso nane sa in sa
pomo no be shimo
epo no level no ebetimi rise to a level a include ye islands nyina no will be swallowed emu nyina be kwa akɔhye yiase coastal lines in fact in Ghana krano half of Ghana's coastal line vulnerable to climate half of Ghana's coastal line yes flat so oba Ketamo ne Ketamo crowd so must start experience dada until one where you have to construct a sea defense wall across your coastline and ansana enhu nsunsanso a ebeba wo food production otiase any ade no the crisis ebe create no ebe gini pansem
is a definitely ebedru ba bia eto is a affecting human lifespan.
That is what we call existential threats. Se e kase bibi existential threat e chese se ubetumi atena wiase no kra no
ebetumi atwaso
yes ebetumi atwaso because if you are flood island say wiase if the sea is rising na say heat waves eba mo mpanifu anyinyi nyina no mo used to cold weathers to say Europe Canada mo used to cold weathers no say heat wave ba upie na say heat wave fall so na say collapse. So people will be collapsing and the hospitals you won't have even enough healthcare to handle them. So it will be like they said the COVID by do time be health hospitals need to handle cases because ambulance will be rushing people to the clinics, hospitals now and then. It's going to create a lot of mess. And we are seeing now we have come to accept say BB farm. That's why everybody is talking about climate change.
Da bena mu fi se mbedin komo na menasi
ewiase
ya mama mu hu bia be fi mienu
ewiase target say the free be the 2030 goal ye say by 2030 no ne ya yen hihye ye be ma wie mu hie no nyina kosi 1.5 entranko 1.5 eno ne friend the Paris agreement. The Paris agreement say we are seeing no nyina ye yen hihye ya agree say ye nyina ye work towards a 1.5 degree goal. Still, you say you do half. Until you boom konta no, the ekosi ye say we are not doing enough. What you say? We are not doing enough. Yeah, global stock take no. The conclusion is that we are not doing enough. Until you say on my biano ekona de okaso obeye no okumiem ye increase your ambition. Say me contribution to the global warming be anka meti to say no Ghana target is to be a 64 million tons of carbon and per se the target per se hit Krubia on the target but who put even all the targets are minor set it together into me and do the 1.5 degree goal. We still have a lot more to do. And that is why in commodity ecoso we are see baby we say we must do more.
So what the industries are doing, you can no production that contribute to this climate change. Yeni anka so timemufo no individually. Yeah, na muntu aye to nyema ye no. How is it also contribute? And I say nyema be na ye nyaye ye me ni na ho ye a enko contribute to.
Oh, okay. So it means your friend is living green. Living green means that BBR contributed to. So like Kania we use you have to reduce the number of the amount of electricity because electricity no be ye burn gas and a deba meboa. Yes say nka obetumi use solar panel obia entra say obe move towards say baby anka Kania ubetumi use electricity no ube use solar because solar no no dey be use awia na ho odin nti ema won depend more on the normal electricity your friend say don't waste food because may waste aduane may waste paper otiase where you are building and you can use be a louver blades maybe SSA call back to use building with louver blades than using glass because to me say you have to burn get more electricity to do it burn more electricity and send away to me I comfort because so you use air condition so you say your individuals be also your lifestyle as a friend living green so just say it means that don't waste food because just say don't consume too much paper electricity and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Are we not going to lose these fine brains? Where is the Parliamentary?
Oh, I know the
your position as the chair of that 60 countries parliamentarians, when you are not in parliament,
oh no, my term of office is 2 years term, so my term of office will end in June 2024. Then there will be another person to take over. I'm sure Sebia Barbados, there's one good chairman, MPB of Barbados, or not likely say obey I take you over. But and so you will lose something. Unfortunately, Ghana's parliament is going to lose a lot of fine brains. You see, parliament, the sad thing about your country, to be very honest with you, and say both political parties, NDC, MPP, any strategy of growing their parliaments. And I say, as a country, you need a strategy to grow parliament. And I say, you need say parliament will be a chairman of a committee of parliament. In other countries, your friend is shadow minister. Yeah, because Obi Aniwa or parliament your first honorable Kwaku Kwatin or Boasi. Obi Aniwa or parliament or betimi ate Ghana economy ase. The situation
the finance committee chair.
No. Obiani Parliament of Ghana, obetumi ate environment and science and technology issues. So I say, I change me, if I'm to use myself as an example. Obiani where or till land issues, I say what Ghana has, as in our parliament, as in Honorable Adabo, and so on and so forth. So when you have a parliament, that is why chairmen of parliament are called shadow ministers. Because me as chairman of the committee, budget of ministry, CSIR or 13 institutes, Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, Environmental Protection Agency, all these in human no me committee ase. Omu nyina reports me no me committee no mo debre. Omu ye budget, omu sika ye ne ye ho hyehyɛ. Me ne okase me emra miensa e wo parliament me na me di anima me yaye. Otiase as a committee chairman. Enti saa dwumadie ne nyina no wo ye committee chairman nimdie a wo benya no ana wo sector no a wo hwɛ so no. Oni minister no a owo ho no you are at par. Otiase because minister no report no the brow. Enyuma a hyehyɛ minister na se no ni nyina reports sector reports ni nyina oni the brow. Minister ne pese oyɛ mra oni beba besi una so. They say ye Environmental Protection Act bill. Me na si me na so. Stakeholder consultation why na ente de ho ase why na wo bibi kan ni nyina me na meti dwom na meti na ya ye ho hyehyɛ de akoto do bill no me na me ko promote me na me ko amendment beba me na me ko defend. Inti a committee chairman is like it's like a minister. That's why in some countries they call them shadow ministers. Inti when you are a parliament now all of a sudden you are going to lose about 4 or 5 of 8 or so of your committee chairs. It should tell you, say, you have a problem. Because a lot of knowledge is going and experience is going out of parliament. NTSC say, unfortunately, no, we don't seem to you see, it is only in Ghana, and as a mechanic say, you sponsor candidate called parliament. Me say only in Ghana, I don't know about any other country, but in any serious democracy, no, who a party now sponsor candidate called parliament. Who say assess party no need the first a year say assess the performance of MPs.
Of the MP, no.
It's a joke in this country. What you have no business acquire research. My ranking MPs we need we need who beside say
and the issues or monsa
they don't understand it. It's unfortunate. Until we call Parliament 2018, the Hansard is there. That day, now Honorable Joe Osewusu, my friend now obe confirm. We call Parliament 1 year, Penham who said no, it's a mistake.
So call Parliament.
No, and I make can on the floor of Parliament. Me a statement. Say, as a political parties, no, assess the performance of their MPs in Parliament. I didn't know make us. I mean, me a committee chairman. Me were 18 MPs and a shemasi. Sa 18 MPs no. Me na metumi achire say.
Organic committee no so.
And I say because committee meeting no yemfa metna TV so. And now be atibi.
Also na adwuma no
also na adwuma 70% of parliamentary work is at the committee level. Inti say nipa no onimdie bi a odi aba parliament e ho na obehu me call parliament honorable the late chairman me call meeting environment committee meeting once per me call meeting once per and oka say I should become the chairman of the
committee.
The committee in future. On na committee chairman. The first day I call meeting, ya ni CSR for share. Me starting my contribution and oka chair me say that I should become the chairman and oka chair say chairman sabonsumo. Say this guy knowledge say mugrumu for that position. It is a we MP and we parliament. Na say moon to me party known to me assess the performance of the MPs. It's a big mistake because more party na say timbe catch party for no constituency level regional party. There's a meeting with the regional chairman, regional executives once a year. Say party na ya assessment of your MPs at parliament in terms of attendance. So could be the majority leader, say minority party, some could be minority leader. Why mon a parliament juma? What I said, no musumamo a figure we oba parliament, we or make a statement, we say. Then committee, could be the chairs of the committees, MPs 18 how has been their performance? Na party not compile a performance report. Then the party will come to the regional chairman and say, Chairman, 47 MPs na eshewase no. Sa 40 and 44 MPs and whatever eshewase no. Say na modern board parliament city. Na regional chairman so afre constituency executives say moso odotobiri mo MP ne performance
parliament say
committee edwumadie we no di we edwumadie we no di we edwumadie we no di. Na sa nyema no aboa. But in a situation where you just leave the party, then the MP has to survive on his own because there is no way party no ankasa modi nipa na ko parliament. Internet say MP no na ba from beka na asem. Ena nya nsem ni nyina so na obetimi aka committee work. How are you going to explain to the delegates? Yes sir, now say me call you no me bomodin or committee pa. Na say who could obi beka say who could nu. Inti party na sponsor candidates to parliament no. Omo wasudie say omo no beye performance assessment of the MPs. Enke ba ya beko primary si. Enke ya delegates no party na nkasa catch them. Inti at least that will give the delegates a lead. Amoma who say hey debio ebia asem MP ya yede ekwan etata no ebia uba parliament hono adwumadie we no obomodin pa enti no yem balance ni ye but the situation ye there ye jam agum enti no uba u survivor no wa survive one survivor whether you have knowledge experience whatever you have no media coming kwa even the practice of allowing first term MPs to even go to elections biomuno as I say their parties no honestly it doesn't matter how ubi aba
so better than your first timer
your first timer will be entino because obiaba parliament 2 years to parliament afekra na standing orders ni constitution ni prawusia oti dem say development projects enye under the control eti osisa ni pano yenja no na yenko contest no ana say yenja no na edie na 2 years time no oni pano betumi aya ebetumi ama obi aka say wo ya ade ana onya ade I would the facts that Parliament no cross so soon no. It is a mistake we have committed as a party, both NDC and PP. A political system ya create ya M1 grow the parliamentary system. It means the Kamemenya there will be by Parliament first term. Party no assessing the performance. Oba Parliament, Usia there, or committee meetings. Oti dem chase any sane or be a constituency no obligation to sane no say minimum pass it there. Yeah, then obase or you or 2 terms na say 2 terms now already 8 years no there. Then by that time no Ujane said now delegate say there you have been in where we delegates now so enko assess wa through primaries. That makes sense to me. But to be very honest, say 1-2 years time now be at TSC wachi na yende. Obi beka say oh it has happened before. Yes, but that is why we learn lessons. The first say EBSC pay no and enchire say we should continue.
So now affected how effective Parliament should be.
Yeah, because then you are it means that
every 4 years
your backbench is growing more than
20-25% of the new entrants. No say obubeko. Then they are doing very well. They be American honorable Makasibe Abu. They be American asem.
Yeah.
So the time he exited Parliament, near that time they was saying oko ye lusuno oye hu ya enyi because they say you about to yakoto olusun they was say oko. But Omaino has lost something. What the party no cross some to nchen ya. Omaino has lost, especially Parliament. You say you need those fine brains to put up a strong argument, and you know what do we do?
Yeah, I think that is why I'm saying say political parties no. You see, because say Uja MP no as on one fighting the battle there, and will be abeka say I don't know. Yes, you wakobi amobi. Yes, the wakobi amobi. Why you say? But the party now, mu political machinery no. So more say we are designing a system yet bet to me the grow parliamentary. Then said the maker no first term MPs no. But I say MPs in general no more assessment. Then it be must I get disappointed when people say we are not going to protect Obia. It's a contest. Obia uncle when you survive. Yeah, democracy now you're practicing. We are even going beyond America. There is no established democracy in the world. Opa, go and do your research. Every term and
restrictions were home.
They open the windows 100%. Say will be from. It doesn't happen anywhere in any established democracy. It doesn't happen anywhere. What I say, and a political party, I wouldn't call for parliament. Who see when you control over the process. Who need control over a mechanism also say will be to media grow or members of parliament there, then you are not a serious party. And that is why I say I'm disappointed in both NDC and PP.
Most of parliamentarians no munkomo ye ama omanfo na hu niema also mo de yesu sudia ehwese bia obo homoden anase omo homoden e bia mo so mo nka amasem yi enti ye no de ehu na nisu ane say oh yahu no TV so kasa oba no constituency obi yare no ofe na oje ne so eno na ede ye as a indicators and they measure mo performance. Have you told us your story very well?
I know a difficult question because the individual be an obey to me akanasem. Usually as an MP, no look, say a kasi ye juma ya and for say MPs no many time and I say a kasi ye juma ya and maybe a senka me de one agreement eba. Na me de chere mu camera na mu hu the volume of one agreement. See a sink ye tenase say ye juma ye dia to say ye no said ye say ya and ka time kra na wo say wo pedi aba Ababaninam Abeye Inukra, you may not get that time. The problem is that Nipanun Tia Jumana in the parliament. That's the bottom line. And unfortunately, even people who are delegates, no, Omokrasun Yanti Jumanase. Essence Omun and Keso Motiase, so that the selection process no more say no. Ebia MP or call ye no ye man a time. Ebia this time no ebia eniema bi wa watumi aba so say MP no so call ye no so no so okotena no so ko group ne ho no kosua de so you don't expect say time na ebi oye candidate no onyama mo no obetumi nya that time into obi be contest na nipa kroba no say MP no kra na say munhu no yi ase MP no kra na say munhu say na wo delegate no so fasa asem na it means say wo kra na adwuma na aba na wo koto no nti ase. You are just going to elect somebody because of say no. So party no ankasa see a school the people who are delegates. No moti senkomoti adwuma na se a nka election ayeko nka yembre nya se yembre se wo seti na mpino se wa ye wadwuma omu betumi ya assessment properly. They don't even know the value of obi MP a minister. He doesn't even know the value of full say wa mesese sika mano enti no ni timodi ontimi hu kra say the first say me kra my privilege say me MP a chairman of a committee me MP a minister me MP say no a capital for the constituency. They don't even get it. And no one say MP call you know e bia onhweyen MP wakosre why ne papa na ochina wantumi anya nitrimo den say do the obema ye highest bidder and I say sanyema no na influence the voters into no one where you go and make a choice and then tomorrow no na nipa ankoye resourceful woman kwan man be call parliament to aso a e bia anka ni mu beyedu because the only de bia make say the only person who nya sika to ni bottom na ni mu yedu a eboa constituency ni the MP obi a chief executive me constituency ni perfi who a makoye chief executive afidu ye none of them came to the constituency say na me part of the party and makoye chief executive to delegates momeji no because oni ni mu ni accountability relationship. The only person on the party no accountability relationship is the member of parliament because onunkwa ni ato abama no enti no uye danya unya sika na bibi ye mawa opportunity bi ye mawa you go back to the constituency because omuna only omo sanction but other people have benefited from be a government as whether as a minister as a CEO onye member of parliament oni ne baby ofi oto aba no oni omu ni hweye.
Dr. Emmanuel Mafufurukum MP na menino edin komono mamenta metin for ma hwefo ne se Bantama mrasebedwani Honorable Francis Asenso Boache Minister of Works and Housing so ewufia menino ebedin komo but mame Musa say how dangerous is the path that we are on now. Parliament emra na moye emra ye de bokuru ye de hihye kru no ehon ban no na moye now eyakwe say candidates emerge because the obetime ka kese ekobiti baby mamemfa LGBT ye di ho nkomo yi na o ma sponsor nkofo you pay their way through o ma rene o ma ba parliament then they influence the laws the decision that you take in parliament baby ekeka kono how dangerous is it ni hu a say
baby ekeka kono de the nukre wo mu ne say yan pekwan bi ansi ano a very soon our parliament no ebeba beye sebe wo ubetumi a mobilize sika no you go there na no na this nyema okekan by because ebi aha no yenya hu ye ba even aha no kra eba anytime bi a wo external interest groups omo person omo change the course of things no parliament is the main target because on ye mra no otiase enti se wutimi nya yemfa se watimi anya parliamentarians over 50% of them in favor of a certain let's say legalizing cocaine trade na se ye hemra ana se LGBT for example na se ye konye ekoto abana parliament approve say Ghana how ye bema utimi ware bema that's the law otiase and na uye no krafi ho a say sikasem na too much take it too much center stage ewo the selection process ni no it is very dangerous, and it is not going to do this country any good. As Emre do say, as a political parties, no, etnasin, nienya a very good conversation on this issue as a country.
Who should initiate that conversation?
Any
civil society organizations,
civil society, even parliament itself, even parliament itself.
Authorities.
Because say parliament, yeah, Carol's night, Church of Pentecost, Chairman Baho, with Vice President, and he told us, and he told them, say, Bebia sikasem eko politics no, it will be difficult to fight corruption in this country because Yabema entering public office abe so expensive. And that is the moment that venture no ebe too expensive no, nipa no ko parliament no or the can yako or tenamusu a enye se ukotua sika or primaries na ho ato 4 years you have to maintain the constituency. Then after that no sergeant the next election na obeko no nti wo de bia na obetena obia no aso ayeshi. And that's why when you come to parliament today, even the back bench is empty. That is a fact because obi oti hobi aso ayeshi. The demands are
Kopeska teneka.
And I just said sika unhia sika o de be maintain the constituency. Because obi ahochire na the first or hwa around na say enko ya the next person offer ni MP. Okufra wa no aka che say number is momo.
Are you living a stressful life, parliamentarians?
Yes. Every parliamentarian is stressed. Obi o MP bia no is under stress. Na one manage ni ye no one fa eja social life any ade amfamu a one hwe a odnam ho no ebu ahwe. That is a fact. The day Honorable Basoa died, may his soul rest in peace.
Amen.
Be ye ne call President Kufuor Ashanti caucus. Ye ba no we in the car ni di nkomo na nkomodi a no odidi o phone so no. Na hu say I say course na pressure the micromic say honorable just revise your nose na say obeja sit na mama jam because the stress you're going through is too much. That day yet na parliament ye pon anajo be 10 or so as 11, and you see mitia mia he told some colleagues mitia mia I say but Saturday no ni a 3-line whip say MPBS say wo ho because ye beto aba. So the person risks his life instead of Kofi Akodano or risking the life to stay there to vote. Tiana Jobe 10 a pon no answer no Kofi.
Wow.
You see, but obiti nechi pesiti
so prepare no
or say MP no why say the risk or no as a person what take care to be able to work as an MP. No, I know they won't say it doesn't matter who ye na no the next morning, the next 2 mornings, you know.
I want for process in number 1 thing.
So you have to balance your social life and political life. Nansa udi echira ube
parliamentarian na technically what reduce o lifespan na.
Oh, you well, I wouldn't say well reduce lifespan, but the point is I just understand say Germany is very stressful in an African context, especially when in the development burdens so better and a central government burden, SSA president burden, SSA minister burden, SSA chief executive burden. The
ministers and so what?
Oh yes, sir. Minister for Works and Housing. If there's any project, flooding, it is his burden. He is a policy advisor to the president on that. And on the burden, the executive, and they are responsible for development. The legislature, but we MPD ye development a form there ebesabe PO nti obi say o ye kwan ye who there what can you do? You go and lobby, you go and tell minister ye bridge yi bubu nti be ye hu bibi maye. I said that's what MPs you do. Ye uni budget how they call bridge. Uni budget how they call road. So the citizen na ankasa no etiwa na obi o mepewa tu no and I obepewa city no de nam say mo hwe say mo minister ono ko ye minister for works no obi crawl lobby for a coin crown no nya because the first say we minister no nkyere say all sectors maybe near me under you there fine but you be sector you don't even have control over it. And so you the better no say other na we minister na o kwan we yenye and na we minister na we unye.
About 18 of your colleagues and Muama is a munkobiu. Ye kotoabe. We are there, unfortunately. There are certain members of parliament they may also lose their seats. The 9th parliament, what do you anticipate? Let me know.
Well, I would as much as possible, I would advise delegates, say, for sitting members of parliament, especially those who are just new in parliament, first term, second term, say, a bit to me, almost allow them to, if there are issues on the ground, they should have a meeting, engagement, and maybe try to resolve it. But they should never be deceived. Say, angel be if you baby are all back. Because any man and Crawford or Mano can sometimes be tibia name is they cannot they cannot do it. They cannot do it because
is it that omunim so Wontumi nye but omu can say omunim parliament if you was
because we MP now uko catch and Crawford say we sitting MP now me ye kwan we me ba me ya it means say we kra djuma na we be no ntiase because ye project for Kroma yi Buadi to Kokobin Road and I say omu ye demonstration also Parliament Miss Honorable Amwakwata otimenim say every day I whisper into meaning the situation meaning the constraints in terms of budget.
Yeah.
Otiase nyese beyond person obeboa wo be do time bi and the hands are tight because he cannot anywhere e bi obetim dia ya ma me fan say we dey me for fidie so na menda Honorable Amwakwata say ewo Buadi emena appear do Kokobin kwan or my contractor abaso mebo regional minister so abaso regional minister so ano bi mu bi pa na yetumi edi hu komo a mate say aspirants na omo ba oforukro me bi mu kra say omo na omo ni minister ko kasa ba eno de meti anu masere because agro no comedies ni bi no ti eno de ya ye mfa anyasem but metu delegates ne for say as much as possible retaining a good number of MPs and I say a bit to me crano retaining especially those who are new so now yen build the capacity ni enfese na ebesiako but so mo yes oh we wako one wako two yen tu no onye say onye mi say sabe osoro abofo bia anye politics. And you don't think say obi be catch law say me na me ba me say me na me ba sa time no and nipa no nya otimi no tena base bi edin komo no obeye MP he's not going to get that time because Juma no ankasa man no sa kwan no so they say until delegates no muntu omhofo because area who say we parliament na we are going to the 9th parliament. Na 9th parliament no backbench heavy as in front middle bench and front bench it means that your parliament is weak and with NDC they retained almost all the MPs so the 9th parliament it means that their front bench and their middle bench will be very heavy so you are retaining a lot of the MPs na say yes we to me amachi oma and yeah 9th parliament we should know say especially if the numbers become like the IADR then government say we need to break the 8 krana it's going to be very difficult for us to get business done in parliament it's not about when the Osika, it's not about when they say oh no you're trouble for obey way it's not about what it's about knowing say parliament na eti say ya majority of the MPs na wo hono and ya retain them to match the NDC almost strategically making sure say almost to me aboama most of their almost all MPs now constituency in Pebebreu by party intervened in a way to advise the delegates. Say, no, say, mo say ye winning MPP dia. As I say, ye parliamentarians no do no ekaho, so that they can match they can overpower the MPP.
Dr. Emmanuel Mafo Oforukum MP. Medase Afishapa.
Miss Medase, I think Comrade Metu Asundwe. I wish all the MPs and aspirants well. And we pray say Bibia be 27th na be fire into my MPP be fire into my pefra.
I don't know what's so much was 3. Right. Okay, right now, Afi, Sikumase Kakraka, Bantama, Ruku, Emira Bantama, Ninkomo, the World Bank of the greater NPP in Ashanti region. Na Yamabo and Komo, Nebasisia.
You cannot crack this crack. Wontumi radio. If you can't beat them, you better join them.
Wontumi radio 101.3 Wontumi TV on Facebook. We are live on YouTube, Instagram, and it Amefia and pay my or I was as much as so Hanum and now be posted to fly and up here say we be near package at the mammy the virus Betty by the amount. Oh, Fishapa. Now come to say Adam now also Namanado.
I feel to say now it come now one day.
Amen.
Now Yakupon so it was some issue.
Amen. Bantama to say.
Oh, Bantama boko. I can't see Naba. I can't see Subasana na Kasabo. But otherwise, it's a very stable constituency. Mapa said the cost of one. It's very, very stable.
Right. Your transition from a deputy chief of staff to a member of parliament, not to say, and I feel Oteki over as a parliamentarian, no, the new things that came your way, changes, not to say.
In 1982, where party politics started, I would say without doubt that it was the citadel of political activism in Kumasi.
Yeah.
Abra is suspending Penifua, no Mudia, no Diana politics and Kwan or Moka. Into Abra, Bunum Biniku P.
101.3
now politics no the day than the coy. Into a coin so echo trade man so me be the founding president of Tesco. Me sure me call Abuchi Kusia de so that time no now we have MPP North American branch, which is the USA and Canada. I became the youth organizer there. Me sure me back Ghana say maybe starting my political, continue the political journey, of course from Bantama, and later I joined Nana Akufo-Addo's campaign as his political assistant in the 2008 elections. in the course, but in 2015, I contested with, not 2011, I contested with Honorable Kukufu. At that time, no, Honorable Sisi Dadapa was the MP, and he decided so Honorable Kukufu the contest. At that time, he was the constituency chairman, and he organized all the process towards the election. Few days, a couple of weeks after to the elections, be contested. At that time, I was the front runner. I believe strongly that I was the front runner, but because as chairman he had done all the things, he gave him an edge over me. He won, and I supported him throughout. The second term I decided not to contest him. I thought he would need time to say that. Dr. Marfo is a very experienced. When that time I'm commenting, no man all kind. Right? He's a very experienced politician because he went to Parliament as a two-term constituency chairman. In politics,
no constituency be also for
recruit. And call Parliament. Parliamentary work is very well versed in it, and he is also a very knowledgeable academician in forestry and natural resource management. Or idea of Parliament. And someone can the entire so buffalo fry man the time I just only I did not settle. That's the same reason that I did not contest. A lot of my supporters and loyalists, prevailed upon me, which I decided not to. In 2015, towards that's the one that I did not contest.
Yeah.
But in 2020, when I was Deputy Chief of Staff, at that time, Honorable Ochema Boaji was the MP. When I did not contest Honorable Kukufu, Honorable Ochema Boaji, who at that time returned from the United States, and then ever contested NOBT. I was, right from day one, a lot of people thought that I would be in the better position to serve the people in Bantama. When after Honorable Ochema Boaji by, primarily because they saw me as a true blue MPP person and a full-fledged politician who has been groomed, and who has also, built wide network, not only in the party but across the country. And in becoming a leader, you need that kind of background and leverage you to perform well, And so a lot of people wanted me to, which at that time I did not consider. But when I look at the dynamics and I realize that one of the problems that we face here in Ashanti region is that whenever NDC is in office, we suffer a lot in terms of development because it's among Tromenisha. It's only when MPP go and a development. But MPP go also development I say you see can only fancy be a 100,000 101.3 can only serve adequately about 50 constituencies. Meanwhile the constituencies are 275. So I say it's in a Ekobasana or as an MP now will lobby for development now. You will have to be someone who is widely connected, who can talk to people and bring the development. So when I realized Honorable Ochem's time, may he so rest in peace, I invited him for a meeting, especially when people were prevailing upon me to stake a claim, step in to come and help him. And I told him, in fact, in my house, I told him, I'm sorry I have to bring all this up, but it's important that people understand. And I'm saying this even though today my late predecessor is not there. But my candidate when he was alive. So I feel comfortable saying it. The way I knew Mexico, I believe you know very well that if I'm the MP, I'll be in the better position to lobby for development, which our people are lacking, because NDC deliberate, attempt not to help our constituency and in Ashanti region in general. It's in any kind. I think it would be better for me to come in into the elections. No, come man go on contest because the contest at that time, I thought I was in the better position to win, but it's not necessary for it to be in a contest. Especially when he and I we are very, very good friends. In principle, no, United I say, but later, no, the politics there. I know I acquire a hard journey for a DH. Sometimes they advise you not for your interest, but for your own interest. Yeah, you know, we need to bit me look beyond that now. I'm until later no son but at that time no now I had already got in it. Otherwise that meeting I'm in here nanka we decide they say nka still a person okokra na nka bi kra nka so I came in of course I finished my term as deputy chief of staff and I became the MP. I won the primary by about 79% of the votes. In the national elections too, I got the highest percentage of votes for the MPP as the candidate for Bantama. So we ran a very good campaign. People believed in us. The very MP knows no. Of course, Dr. Marfo was very right. MPD, you don't have the budget to do development. Say security development, you're the local in the fast assemblies and so. Yeah. And a from national. So we don't have the budget. But our development circumstance, we are a developing country and we are lacking a lot of things. So any political leader is expected to leverage on his contacts to bring development. That is why it's very difficult to say any MP your foremost job is lawmaking. You know, my constituency for workers don't make they won't understand that because we are a developing country and it's happening in all developing countries in Africa, in Latin America and other underdeveloped nations. So because of the contacts and the Brazil, the mama it me company for hono mokasa momti me boy no it me no ma bebre oko Bantama say some of these things no me obi a me can't simply jump as ade amaye na me dam mano de kasa but I call election thing sometimes you say wow eso oko Bantama say well I for love senka. Instead of this interview, you take to the community, you go to the community and interview them. That will give you a better. No, not the agro. But I'm saying, where you
engage the people there.
Engage the people. No one can. Everybody is saying that the work that we've done in the last 3 years is unprecedented. No other political leader has been able to bring that kind of development in the constituency. The areas of education, we have built new schools. Areas that did not have schools at all, we've built new schools there. Areas, if Bushine, for instance, for school here, no come here, you built a school among. Ushidim, you built school among. Ushidim, they had to cross major highway to go to school. We've done this for them. In education, there are so many things. Secondary schools, we've equipped them with computers, with buses, with a lot of stuff. So, computers in basic schools, organize quiz competition to let them have, develop the interest in education and all that. So, in the area of education, in the area of security, Bantama is an urban center, and in some part of the constituency is peri-urban, moving towards Oshima Manfu. And security situation is serious. We have experienced a situation where go for a pon juma, bag, especially women. Bag. People fear a small pay friend, down to me now. The thinking so we about them be and these are the issues that I came to meet. People were expecting as a political leader you can help address. To see America say we have built 3 police stations. The last 3 nyame aduma in a week or two time no you be commission. Very important interventions in the constituency. I increase the police presence in the constituency. I must say, we are confronted with so say you have one at the center of the constituency, which is Bushen. One at the constituency native.
Wontumi 101.3 FM.
Free. That's where you come to in the constituency. And also there's one there, and I see back at the outskirts of the constituency, which is Oshim Amanfu.
Okay.
Not only that, supply them with 2 pickups to patrol. And Rachina me because I delegate back video more baby. Now me team carry who say police car back and I'm saying, now car me de my police me. Now patrol. They were patrolling in the area. We are confronted when it's a police patrol. We will talk about before. Yeah. So these are very, specific interventions that they are constituency. It means that you want 2 pickups, and these pickups, you go so that's security. Sports development. Dear. Bantama for me. In say dear Boapa. Bantama say your place are almost free Bantama Kobo Santa Kotoko Akobo.
Baby.
And Rechi Sadio Mane, who stadium Cassia, Ukosima, baby or starting ball, Senegal, Dakar. So, and a idea it Timmy and Crowman and Bobo and Nimrimi, a day for so be brave. In Bantama CCI, your 4 AstroTurf pitches, state of the art AstroTurf pitches. Maybe a crab in you. So what I say. And this and many other interventions in the any constituency. Political engagement, community engagement. I've been MP. I mean, I've served most of the MPs who have come to Bantama in diverse ways, from Dr. Anane right through the time of my late predecessor. I never saw active engagement by MPs there. I have initiated community clinic where I meet people one-on-one. Direct. I sit like a doctor. That's why I call it community clinic. It's a concept that is used in the UK a lot. So I initiating her, meet people one-on-one, telling you, because when you do big debates like this, you'll be able to me. Yes, we also have big debates. And also the community open forum no be a Kasania there. I've never seen that before. I'm the one who has started that. So across everything, as far as the community is concerned, we have done so much that people say is unprecedented. Road construction, which is key. Constituency in my dear Bakwana a din yapa. A bridge be a Tafwa bridge. So it's me block in Nipa 50,000. No more DH. Yeah. Copy saying so flat in the coin. Kofo Timmy D. Sooner a can soon for all over hours, 5 hours. 2 days ago, I went to sorry, Panta. I met someone who told me, say, it may be Naniba and your asthmatic attack. No, then they call Confanochi. Means you talk a crowd could do no, not a block. Wow, we need a beer or then local. No, say hospital bills for coins near my off. And any time beer no tremendous Bregina na or Danyamias. Now he doesn't understand that somebody like me who has done all this now will be able by somebody who has no record of any service to the party and to the community. So what I say. So these are the kind of adversity and kofudi and the impact of our interventions. So road construction, yeah, be brave. Bantama Hibonim say maybe na quantity na be North Central. There are areas that car coins na can't me near 2 ball car coin. When you say you're burning asphalt, come. And these are because I knew very well that with my contacts in the party, I'll be able to leverage it to bring about all these developments in the constituency. So that is a transition from the Jubilee House to the MP. That is the results. Because if I had said, I'm deputy chief of staff and political assistant to the president, and very close to the president, but I decided to know, having gotten to the top now, is the time to come back and leverage whatever advantage you have there for the development of the community. And I was born and bred in the constituency, and I also hail from the constituency. I come from Boshen. I think I'm probably the only MP who has that kind of credentials. Born and raised, and also hail from the constituency. In the constituency. So what I say, so it's a place that my heart is. What I say, because I don't have any, my umbilical cord is tied to the constituency. And when he said that, I always give an example. Say, there's a reason why children always love their mothers more than their fathers, and the reason is that the umbilical. That's where they got the umbilical cord from. My umbilical cord is tied to the constituency, born and raised, studied there, and also here from that constituency. And throughout my life, even time I'm a Kwabuchi, I always come back to serve my constituency. Yeah.
Right. Many honorable Francis Asenso-Boakye, MP for Bantama, Minister of Works and Housing, and Edin Komono. You've been in politics for many years. Obey a parliamentarian, no. Say no, we see who no sanity.
Oh yeah. I mean, Bibian's sign. And new man, Dr. Mafo Kamwasemia. These are things that I knew, and I only knew. There are challenges because you see, Kasenko for if we say MP, I want to be our show. That's not how it's supposed to be. But there are genuine challenges on the ground. So what I say, when you are MP, let's say, I sit in my office, people bring their personal issues. For many of them, I may not be able to, but most of them, I may not be able to, but many of them, I try and do my best. School fees, will be hospital bills, and all that. I knew society, but until I was prepared to do it. Unlike in Bantama today, the person who is challenging me, when he was his first interview, when they asked him, he said that only Najin. Now we've been catching and said, it's obviously he's not prepared for the job. He doesn't understand the dynamics and the intricacies. And he said, when such a person comes, this will be the reality of it. It's there are a lot of MPs who make a lot of noise during the campaign time. Yeah. Or by 1 year, I was regretting. Now, okay, cancel. You have to be prepared for it. Yes, one who say, will be ADMP and if any bonus any other than now or condos member be there be where Obasa will be freely. But before say, Mekobi and Konekwa. I understood the job as political assistant to presidential candidate of the party for 8 years. Every time the parliamentary candidates come to see the MPs come to see the parliamentary candidates. Parliamentary candidates come to see the presidential candidate, and the MPs come to see the presidential candidate. I sit right by him. All problems only when I knew. So we need a very well-groomed person who understands politics to take up this position. Yes, will be one day. Sorry, I said maybe. And that's the typical situation. You haven't asked of so I'm not able to go there. But that's the situation we are facing in Bantama. Someone no experience, no service to the party, no service to the community, and no my constituency for the time I hear policies of Bantama. He has never been involved. The last major political activity that we did in the constituency was the police limited registration exercise. Simple the kunim wa maybe
So the question when TSA woman is saying, say now see TSA that Obi person settles scores with you, and I say I don't know how to put it.
Well, I mean, I don't even if you want to settle.
I
don't know. So make I say one. I say, but whatever it is, I don't want to judgmental on this. I want to give you the facts on the ground. Of course, he mentioned say business wombra. You know, it be that person may want to settle scores with me, but I don't have any score to settle with anybody. Or kind, I say obi nipa credit so business wombra be contest. On no case don na adwempe.
Yeah, I've heard him say that.
Yeah. It means that he's not prepared for the job. It any person or bad, let's say 1 or 2 pressure bad to see I was that or explode making it can say because one job that's a juma in the juma so or wabutre as all wakuma as all pepper as all what timber and open heart to do this job. So what means because all to person so what I say. How is
Bantama politics different from other constituencies?
I don't know what pertains in other constituencies, but I should think say constituency be a dynamics. Yeah, constituency be a the dynamics. Bantama certainly is urban, cosmopolitan, people from diverse backgrounds. You know, there are people who were born and raised in the constituency. There are people who also move from other areas to come in. There are Ashantis, there are Chins, there are Ewes, there are Fantes. And whenever you are dealing with such a, and that is why I was very happy when in 2020, after the elections, I got the highest percentage of votes. I thought that I had done well together with my executives. No, I thought that we had done well because in that constituency, to say the person who got the very highest, who beat me by small percentage points, was Ukujetu Ablakwa. Whose constituency is close knit, pretty much 90% West and all that. Ours is not like that, and that is why I was very happy when we made that giant stride.
So, who lead the Bantama? What kind of qualities do you have to possess? Looking at the dynamics of Bantama,
you need to be very humble.
You can't say the World Bank to do Florida. So the Obi expect to say, first
of all, you need to be very humble. So they are secondly, you need to be very accommodating, knowing very well that we come from different backgrounds and that our values, our treasures are different from each other. And you have to give people respect. Say, you should know, say, it's because of where the person is coming from. I always tell people that the reason why we have a place like Parliament, we have a place like committees, is because people from different diverse backgrounds come together so that will be anyone who any values no then we achieve a good results. Okay, so a place like Bantama, we need to respect people's values, people's views, everything, and you need to be a strong leader too, because you cannot solve every problem. Okay, so of course people will come and say you haven't done this, you haven't done this. You need to be strong. That's our so what I say. So these are there, and it's all God fearing. So now we look up to God. Say that is why every Sunday, whenever I'm in Kumasi, me come another church, visit all the churches one by one to seek the face of God in whatever that we are doing. Because I believe strongly that we be so we always have to see the face of God. We have to be God.
Adeba constituency the bo omo MPs cheaper I said okwa yinhuno oma. Then most of the MPs a response and they say, oh, ejuma na day, committees ejuma here and there. We MP Bantama, we minister, ministry adwuma wo honom pa me gini yesu say obeye MPA minister ikra no sede wusini mampani nante cheye no onyai wo saa ewumu a obehia wo bra na ni nkomo ba akumidu bia we ma mani adem. How do you manage to get time? Because like say uwo kromu ankwa there every weekend you are in your constituency, every social event you are there, community clinic who engaging California there. How have you structured your time, your scheduler? You are able to do all this.
I've arranged in such a situation at the very least at Chakra 2 weeks be more. At Chakra sometimes within a month I come every week. The thing is that, like I said, the constituency, I hail from the constituency. I was born and raised. My friends are here. So say me bibia I won't cry. I official. I come to Kumasi. So I say, it's not a problem for me at all. Being a bit me as so called MP and minister or Kumasi. Even at the time, crying I'm the president here, man. Me at least a year not my Kumasi. In my system program, we say, as much as possible, whenever there's a funeral, and funerals are weddings, these are very important things that you value. Me, when my mother passed 2021, I was shocked. About me, now every day. And you know, say, be a police station executive, be a constituency, me, let's say as an MP, as a minister, so Ubane year. I try as much as possible, say, Akunyan or Hong Kong, and other social events, and other community. I've been working with taxi drivers. I go to them, have discussions, market women, truck drivers, but all these baby me for special interventions are more for instance, Bantama, you have even some of my police station executives time I started amok no jakra ko South African sabai and I'll buy a Jemon so of Atamo Yempaboa. I realized say I buy Pekwan be if so masina Mojuman be tumpo. It's what I did is I me gada omo and I me ma omo training, accounting, bookkeeping and all that. And I me tall machines. Basic machine won't be near the aye, be here the aye, about what you want. It will be more be to see America say, or more you want, no make money to pong more for nipper. Yeah, the same thing amount or more pamade, more me tree. So I say, so because I'm so connected to and some of my people that I grew up with, some of my cousins are innate, so I know the problems, and we're able to deal with them one by one.
I was so watching Bantama MP na yenini di nkomo yi na me ne Dr. Manfo edi nkomo yi be wi na me ka MP sa mo komra hye bedwafie then mo ho a mo build mo ho na mo ye adwuma party government no obi aties mochi na ono so prepare no ho a primaries anyhow we manage it as a party no susu ya na se wadwenche wo ho no yesai cause chese men kan just opposite katwi mo
and I'm a come for partner. I
think he's the second or third person on my message. No?
Oh, okay. So, started broken. Yeah, I think Dr. Manfo position is unique position. You know, I can't catch you say we determine no be MP. Yeah. And committee working so no idea and sisi ameka say one candidate.
Yeah.
So unkobi. And so nyim na me obetimi aka me betimi aka. So what I say. So he's speaking from a very dispassionate point of view. Yeah. And I think to a large extent, so what I say. I mean, of course, that is the reason why, for instance, when I contested the Kokofu and Kokofu won. On Kokofu won in 2011, 2015, and that is when I had to contest. Many honorable Otimabuaji. Say this is how we should. Because I personally thought, say at that time, say maybe qua. Let's say one on qua. You make me you may be a big C will be a man. And also be to me the Bantama. Said Mark Kufua, and Rob Kufu, so had a very major state organization. That's the proposal I presented to him, which he thought it was a good idea. So, as a first-time MP, very few people and me settle easily. I settled right from day one because I'm a politician through and through. And I came very prepared. I knew the dynamics, I knew what it was about, and I knew the challenges. Okay, there are a lot of people who contested and said a lot of things. It didn't take them 6 months, and they regretted say MP. They say if they sometimes Sika would Parliament. Of course. Because the demands
they didn't prepare. They didn't know what is in the house.
Exactly. It thought it was all rosy. It wasn't. Because pressure down sometimes the only constituency crown a case constituency crown. Because now you are a case can cry. I mean fools can cry. So what I say. So as I said, no crisis as a party in it. The other day, a former general secretary was even telling me, said somebody like me, knowing very well the work that I've done in the constituency, even before I became MP, the way that I was able to help the party to maximize the votes here, and since I became MP, the work that I've done, which is going to help us maximize the votes. This time, I should be able to cross 90% in Bantama. Yes, because of the work that we've done. The former general secretary was telling me that if he was still the general secretary, he wouldn't let me go to an election. You know these primaries I will win. Everybody knows. Unless we don't understand politics. But the little resources in
the general elections campaign.
Well, if it's 20,000, 100,000, but person make spending Zebila. Because he plays like Zebila no. He thinks with small certain interventions, effort, you win. That is how he was. So it is important that we are very deliberate and intentional about the way we do our things, especially if you want to win 2024. We have to be intentional, deliberate. And I say this not because I'm afraid of election. You call delegates. Whenever I go to them, I tell them I'm not scared of election, primaries. Because at the end of the day, it's about what you have done. In Bantama today, I always say it. Yesterday, when I picked my fall, I went for vetting, and I was being interviewed by, I think, Joy FM. I made it clear that it to take a nation record to choose my opponent over me. This was my before. Because the Juma and Obiedi Adansi say it's never happened before. So I'm not afraid of elections, because elections it will be about my performance, which I've already indicated that is unprecedented and it's never happened before. And even the Timamufona, among delegates, they are the ones, telling people, as I'm so there, and the delegates themselves, they almost see a Timamufoni. They also know what is going on. They are pretty convinced. This may be 1 or 2 people here, or more just for their personal ego and personal interest now. But majority of Bantama people, Timemufo and the delegates know the work that I've done, and they will give me an overwhelming endorsement. Come 27 January. So, that is the situation. But it's important that the party understands the dynamics in every constituency so that they can make decisions. Because the consolidation of the various parliamentary elections. And why decide say baby Zebila say hey, let's be strategic. Bantama, they did very well. They can maximize it. Let us, find a way of, preventing unnecessary tension and echo. Yeah, I'm for my opponent. One or two in the campaign every time that got to TikTok near you. So outside of the constituency, people think there's some hits. There's nothing. That is not.
I was about asking you, sir. You look more relaxed because said you to something in Koma, that is so relaxed.
That is why.
And from one,
that is why. I didn't from
sir. I say. Simi did that a wobant man.
I make say, yeah, now Kofanipa, Telebi Koshakonabi, now, or TikTok. Now people think that there's something going on. It's nothing. That's also small. Also, now I don't say things. Nothing. There's nothing going on in Bantama. In fact, people are happy when you are sitting in taxis and trotters. People are happy of the development that's going on there.
Oh, sure.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's not nothing. And I don't know if this guy wants to make some name for himself. And that is why he's doing this. But it's nothing. And the thing is that I always said that to be an MP, you have to be prepared. Because it's not an easy task. Dr. Mafo came to give an account of what he's gone through. And one day, now sorry. Now, what does before catch you say? As I say, watching the corner challenging. Was also be challenging. And you have to be prepared. You have to groom yourself. What I say, you have to build a network of contacts. With me, they used to the development.
Also, be parliamentary. Be as a parliament unprepared. Yenfa the 8th parliament. 137. Yes, in the Utu kwa ni ebusa se obeba da bay ebi ko bo to kwan prepare so ba dey bibi cost of parliament so rational over this 8th parliament. If you want to say what is the numbers not adding up to the already pressure and nke wo honum dada no.
Yeah, I mean, like you are saying, it's like a hang parliament. You are almost at par. So I think there just two people more than them. So so this particular parliament, the whip, so making sure say what and also be permission. We minister so so permission. Chief of staff. So and my own to me there are meetings be bread so outsider. Won't mean call. Just because there's an important business, especially voting in parliament, on to go. Now, see, me call a friend say Dubai on COP 28. I had a very important meeting, but I had to cut it and come and vote. My colleague Honorable Jinapo, the same thing. Honorable Matthew Prempe, the same thing. They had to cut it. Leave that meeting, forget about that meeting, and come and do it. And my deputy is also an MP. Honorable Jinapo, his deputies are MP. Honorable Napo, his deputies are on. So they always so it's a big problem. Na yani MP before no 2020 election be break or tuto skirt and blouse near there are more. You say Adibi awo ya office be awo edubi abro but at the end of the day a MPP problem, be national problem. Let me give you an example. After COVID, who say your revenue inflows only low now, the government came up with the new measures with e-levy. E-levy was a very good levy. And yet politics na ka NDC for year and ke tsena se ni ye G2 man cuz kaka kre binya no ke be boa ma ti de mpuntu djuma bibre aba. And because any numbers ninti no NDC for the year politics no mo kle e-levy no. Ama this so bibre ti mestre say we should sacrifice for the MPP. So ubikra na edi boni bi. Let's say we got two about here no say skirt and blouse. who is so no a super na a be effective. They should understand says MPP. They say a person like a and for MPP a year and a sentiment so a year. It is a personal interest in necessary fighting at the adenum to skirt a blouse. Am I Lusu? Very important seat, not only Ashanti region, other parts of the country. MPP stronger. There are so many places that Neneko Fuadu won, but MPP candidate lost. Which is not good. Which is not good. It's necessary say, Mafo, Ebe Mai near Kohompa. Now you making sure say as much as possible we vote for MPP candidates as well.
Mamema Bosha Bayenko share videos wimra na afi wia ye befa ye metisi Bantama pa proper say Bantama then and Bantama today. Where the cabo be so police station wabo ni man so but be be fan back then you tell the story a wo Bantama na omo hwe ni omo
scholarships to Honorable Ascenso Watch Nkwani.
Bantama no say no obi ma Bantama cha from the time I be MP2 enne oba Bantama sisan be na aba ho
My video here, oh boy, 2 Enra, quite very latest. Me constituency. The bad girl, ONS, and who pictures here or put it together.
Oh, really?
The voice crying was to Enra. I said, no, I said, no, this Sunday, say, why be this? I find it interesting. Yeah. So
because Bantama ukrum and the one who think that enya constituency o muhia hwe
no
but the wo yen chese na adwuma
that is the
that
is the mistake. Yeah, people think say Bantama de adwuma ni ho but they think that Bantama hibonum no konfanochi no is a be a hon kwan Bantama
and Bantama
how they a very small part of the constituency entire constituency. In fact, the constituency lists to Achumango Beja Benito constituency.
Yeah,
I think
Majanov.
It's a share border or undeveloped places in terms of roads. In fact, when I assume office and road assessment in Kumasi, we realize that Bantama partner in good roads.
The Greater Kumasi.
No, not Greater Kumasi. Kumasi proper. When you say Greater Kumasi, would the Benito Munina come home? But Kumasi
proper.
Menshia,
Subin, Menshanof and South.
And in Shai, so near Squan. Bantama partner, because a treco outskirts of the city. We have Kokoso. We have a Subontin. We have Brunekrum. These are all areas. We have a soldier. We have Mpatase.
Yeah.
Atafua. Oshim. Amafo. Akusu. It's Bantama it's part of the constituency. Because the face of the constituency is the Ahibonum, which is the Bantama proper. People think say hold the me road issues. Well, we MP or mention I don't have road issues. MP of me I don't have road issues.
Where road patching keke.
Yeah, but these are places that young constructed road there. And it's really bad. Many places on more trouble. You need let's say I will pay MP or bet me about development. You don't need someone who has no baby other. You need a tried and tested person who has proven beyond doubt that he has the capacity and the network to bring all these development that you are talking about. It's a but Kokusu say you're starting. many places they are trying to come. Bruni Chrome, we started. The contract, I couldn't contractor. You know, there's a company called Contractor.
Yeah.
I know more. See a financial crisis in the buyer or more pack your boy. So that company and a Kumasi airport and Central Market. They will come back and finish it soon. And these are this and other places. For instance, Adwato. There's a place there before Pentecost, what they call escape for sorry honor, honorable escape for sorry honor. Very bad. Very bad. Many assemblyman cry. We are working to bring a grader. Whilst we already know, for instance, I have 20 million award by road ministry, 25 million. Your contractor man may crash say. Yeah. Because contractors mean almost say I buy the omoka. You know, opening get your cancer. And I am mobilizations. This is a walk away. Why? So I'm looking for a contractor for that. What contractor will on between finance my number. So what I say, yeah. So a lot is going on there. Look at a soldier, a bush and she was serious. And I would have wished me sometimes I don't impede these interviews because Obi Bado can do. But you have to do reality check. Go to the constituency and check. Check I want to why they use I come up call.
The cameras number.
No camera
Now be a baby yes I did.
So a Jumakito I buy Abroad Jonah or Akofobia Kese Omeye. Want me.
Pampazoba episode Bantama drew.
I want to at the time I'm free soon. Not infrastructure in here. Not in here. Me need to buy. We need serious infrastructure our constituency. And when you talk about infrastructure, you're talking about road infrastructure, drainage infrastructure. I haven't mentioned drainage. There are many places that in Sotana are flooded. One of my for you are committing me produce drainage your constituency. Serious. And
but I understand some say videos now that's pictures na na
serious. They should talk to be na flooded. Serious drainage infrastructure or constituency necessary. And a roads. The kind of so say a crude. Yeah, and they say, and now I call Ushum. They were telling me, say, my coffee problem now, but I'm saying, they will say, I better to your darkum, because the value of the house the value of the cost. Was also a yeah. So these are the kind of things. This is where we want to take Bantama to the infrastructure now, because it's an urban community. We don't have many issues with electricity, water. Sometimes we and I, but in a general problem there. So and we have issues of unemployment because it's an urban area. Yeah, but it shouldn't be an area in the roads. Let me say about 60% of our roads, and yet
Bantama constituency.
And yet, we need somebody like that. This is a police station. The commission here.
From the Nekosi 27th of January, Betuabano. Then I catch a Bantama for say, how do you want them to manage themselves? Because I think some don't be TB. So
oh, you mean the entire constituency and I said party for number 12?
The entire constituency?
No, omo there. They know the work that I've done. Okay.
Yeah.
They know the work that I've done. They meet me a catch them say, and 7 months here. Yeah, no more come to Fizibia delegates, no. MP Master Mumbo, but then this are cry. The delegates are in sync. They are aligned with the Dodona Ekan. Into no motis and some ye did be any. Until a month or two ago, abranti yi so be so we na bibia no yeto kama and I'm starting and the first interview here was me at the Bantama ye and a Bantama home for so. Remember, I left from a top position to come and serve. The other night, so basically, I come tonight a throw. The Bantama ye and I made the Bantama which is a throw. Guess. Na ya na mo journalist no bi ba radio so a do o kasem sa ya mu go further so mo timi go further na mo busa questions obia metan me kasem ope bi kasem make sure so be chasing.
Do you see sir he's fighting as a or Conebra to kwamana
na de obi ne bra kontoko mba obi ne ne kontoko so sana na adwenya ne de na is living in a fool's paradise obi ne brother kontoko MPP presidential candidate elections there ko this is not the first time election presidential candidate our party even JB da kwamokro amoko for our party ni buy you do say omo person me leaders for the party e ton so ba edubo ahe e ton so ba kofo e ton so ba kofo de ton so ba na ba omi e ton so ba ye to a obi a ko gina ha ye wi a nyina aka sa na ye no nya ntokwa to me I decided to support Baumia for very good reason and wa win nya ntokwa honorable Japan, he was second and even congratulated because the election was fair and he's coming to support. So they don't talk
maybe a free center so man never votes more.
Oh, no, Sunday can't come out when the brother votes. And I think a lot of people supported honorable Japan. Our constituency because Mijidi say na and someone no can be assume that's it. I don't have any problem. I have a lot of some of my true trusted people who supported Honorable Kennedy Japan. Some people too who did not support him in your constituency also supported Dr. Baumia. So that's election. At the end of the day, if you be a message, you need to be a bear. So what I say, this has nothing to do with Dr. Baumia and I say Honorable Kennedy Japan. It has nothing to do. Ubi Obesa, he doesn't understand politics. Yes.
Naloya Duma, after 27th January, what next for Bantama?
We will come together and forge ahead for the parliamentary election and the general election. We should be able to hit over 90% for MPP.
That's your target.
That's my target. That is my target. Because MPP by any Bantama for the people are happy and they know that the worst thing that can happen to Bantama in the Ashanti region is to bring NDC back. That will take us back. In my pie, dear good for me, NDC bar, they will not look here at all. Because the evidence is clear. And you know, omunye jide ewo MPP omunye jide omu as their rep for MPP in Bantama.
When say mo di mo Hong Kong, especially new MPs, and then mo amobese nya akwanya ejina bio no together with the regional party. Your contribution to the MPP winning 2024 no how do you see that task? Say MPP benya hodin na Ashanti region na dey push party no to election 2024 victory no
party no stronghold in Ashanti region. The stronghold in Ashanti region of course you didn't come not only for the campaign but to help in the development. Now that's what it's not like ever. So that central government resources, you did be bringing so about Ashanti region. The central government, it didn't come up. Rose is saying, and I know honorable Mwakwata by representation to government about Rose. We realize that we've done more roads in Ashanti than any other region. But because say NDC neglecting so much, you know.
Yes, a lot to do here.
You have a lot to do here. So much to do. But you are here before I in another, but a bomia necessary to us. But ye rules pa and a dear bucronym. You see, I make I say you are doing a dual carriage road from Accra to Kumasi. This is something that should have been done by successive governments. It's an who is doing it. And the economic implications of that road is enormous. We want to connect the two major cities with a dual carriage. That has serious economic implications for our country. And it will be done. We've started. So, and the thing about MPP, your projects and programs they do go for. Yeah, na enye for a day. It's for the future. So free SHS here, can't want some day. And a lot of people think say it's just for people to be able to lessen the burden of parents. That is the ultimate goal. That is not. The ultimate goal is to have an educated population who can respond to government interventions. You see, I make a say, who use school? One go school. Let's say, also be a plumber. Who need training? Be no also a plumber. You can't run it as a business. Who be the bro now with you scary now what you have to. But we a plumber. Let's say we educated person. What call secondary school we only be you know how to run that business. Yeah. You call America say a be a plumber, or be a carpenter. Run his own business, is able to look after his kids in school, on where to meet Toffee, but so we want an educated population. As a basket any time with you, on what me running business, no, now abe kesi, with me a fenipa. That is the ultimate goal of the free SHS. As for the other benefits, say I overflow no, it me keep usika, I go to school no. As an economist, I will call it unintended positive externality. That's unintended consequence. And you know now the ultimate goal, but a ban for SWA, which was not intended. That is how I will see it. But the ultimate goal is to have an educated population. On Robert now be a sebi wako school no year juma. It's different from one school. The course but me organize on so many ways. It's in the MPP. You know my education from Ghana Dutch. MPP NDC omuni. Tama president go for a health insurance buy. That time no na oko hospital. Say you have to pay before cash and carry. This is a feature. It's a eduaba. The next MPP government will bring another public program that will move the nation forward.
Then your ministry, 2023, how was it?
It was difficult. Difficult in the sense that we are coming out of, in fact, saying me saying, we've been coming out of the effects, ravages of COVID-19 and all that. In Tina, Sikasem, Abam, Ewofo, Pa, Yentime and Jessica, and a lot of drains, for instance, against flood control. But with the economy no air picking up, we will be able to do more. For instance, the protection of the coastal unity and the air in Nim said a moment and it's our duty to build sea defense walls to protect them. We buy new ones, old ones, housing. We've started one in Pokuase. Currently, infrastructure is going on. State Housing and Co about to start the real construction of the and also so no. I mean, if let's go it could be brave because you are static rantem.
Yeah.
But this is affordable housing. Work is beat me. So a lot of things are going on. We are dealing with rent issues. Rent issues are big issues. One of the major manifesto pledges was to bring what you call rental assistance, which was launched early last year. ne Wontumi so bi epese oye oje rent advance 2 years 3 years let's say Wontumi nyama na this scheme I setting up no a bit me 2 rent advance now we 2 on monthly I'm a scheme no I cost kama and I know by report to chairman to say people will getting access to the scheme so these are some of the interventions that we are making at the ministry.
2024 any expecting from the ministry?
No, we continue with the implementation of our interventions. I'm hopeful that this year we will pass a new rent act. The rent act by an ache Intinama, with increase in population and urbanization, and it calls for review of the rent act, which is well over, barely 60 years now. Hopefully this year, it will pass. This year, affordable housing program, but hopefully in the course of the year, now you finish some of them. So the bear more from so to be then the days we are the one in Ashanti region soon. Hopefully soon I start here soon. I'm more from to be. So this and many others and ministry this year.
Right. Honorable Francis Asenso Boache, Minister for Works and Housing, Bantama MP. And now pay Yanana Abon. Speak to the delegates again. Na Minya Okai. It is Obreno. Thank
you very much for the opportunity. I want to say I'm off for a team. Me back comment me Casano be a certificate me grant chair me constituency delegates more fan chair me. Na I feel na me be see for my campaign. Yeah.
Sir.
I feel na me be see for.
I feel na be see for my campaign.
Yeah. They said formally and one they call vetting. The vetting already now to me a campaign. Formally, I feel I ABC for my campaign. My message is simple: that you don't change a winning team, but first the age my panel and a trans. Now politics said the Dr. Mafu Bekan as an MP and age market.
Yeah.
So you groom, so usually Jumano, so you're prepared. So once understanding the challenges, the dynamics, which everybody knows, I have all that. So one who Brazil, so when you misro. They say if you be a constituency in Dana Comaso. I was seeing no more or what the wide network or between Abua made him to Juma about constituency. Now, normal I starting. I will be a different dance. Say, be see the constituency. No.
Sure.
This is the time. I say in your money per corner so as I twasso. Then you was starting now. But maybe now a damn punto don't console so abre on my name.
Thank you very much. I was for Wontumi 101.3 Wontumi TV on Facebook. And your day young come to China ABC. Meaning say campaign no kona no. Honorable Francis and Subacha Makwana, Nana B Numune, Nana Musifo, no, they will come now. Yet the Bantama community pie, but I must say, Nana be something we and would everything you organize, I may you, meba. I think Erica, the child your class 3, Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, me banano. Okay. Adamunya was say, Bantama. That should be a best to us.
Sure. A movement. Wontumi Ntake, Wonaemu Bebu, 101.3